coming back. We're coming back ourselves. This is the first time in a long, long time we've been here at Delaware Speedway, and it is great to be back. Chris, why don't you tell us what we're going to see tonight?
We're going to see the late model series that's touring across the province. Their first stop is here tonight at Delaware Speedway, and then the Super Stocks. And a few years ago, Super Stocks were the key weekly series here at the Delaware Half Mile. 39 Super Stocks, almost 30 late models here, close to 70 cars in total here, qualifying as you can see and hear behind us right now. It's going to be a great lineup tonight.
And you can also hear we are high above Delaware Speedway. The wind is howling. But I am super excited because I'm actually about to see something I've never seen before, the last chance qualifying. So that's the first race we're going to see today. Can you run us through how that works?
Yeah, so there's a 39 Super Stocks here tonight. Through qualifying, they're going to take 28, the 28 fastest. So that obviously leaves 11. So the 11 are going into the last chance qualifier. They're taking 4 Super Stocks from the LCQ for a total of 32 for the feature coming up later tonight.
And it's not just this week. That, like you mentioned, it's a touring series. Points are on the line, not just single race glory. But for the fans tonight, who are the type of people in Super Stock that you're most excited to see?
Well, the Super Stock division is well packed. You have Darrell Lake, you have Andrew Ferreira, you have a whole bunch of the returning Super Stock drivers that are out there tonight, like 39 cars trying to make a field for 32, and there are some fast ones. They just went through qualifying right now, and I think it was McNichol that took the top spot in qualifying for the Super Stocks in the 17 car. He's going to be fast, but they're all going to be fast, and looking forward to that, especially when the sun goes down here at the Speedway. The track changes, right? Right now it's hot, it's slick. When that sun goes down, there's going to be more grip on this half mile, plus a lot more variables we'll talk about coming up in a few minutes.
Plus, Todd Qwick, another guy that we wanted to talk about. I believe he set the fastest time in practice. So you got those two at the front, and you've been around racing a long time. If you're sitting at the front, like Todd Qwick is, there's a slight inversion, so he's not going to be starting right at the front. But you know you have the fastest car in theory, just based off what you've seen in practice. Does that change the mindset you go in week to week when you come here to Delaware?
Well, I think if you're starting at the front of the field, especially in the feature, well, there is going to be a pill drop of possible most of a 5-car inversion for both the late models and the Super Stocks. There's going to be a pill drop after qualifying. So Culver, McNichol could start first or second, could start fourth or fifth, but they're not going to start worse than fifth. So if you're starting at the front of the field, you want to get going and try and get around as fast as you can, because the more distance you can put against your opponents, obviously the better.
And so we're about to see the last chance qualifying. We went through the lineup earlier, right before we went on the air. Is there a name you see from the last chance qualifying where you go, he's going to come out?
I like Gary Zwigers. Gary Zwigers unfortunately didn't make the fastest 28, but I look for him to be one of the first 4 to qualify out of the LCQ.
All right, thank you very much. We'll have all that and late models coming up right after break. Thank you so much for joining us. Delaware Speedway on Rogers TV. Be right back.
Host of Batter Up Beachville on Rogers TV. Join myself and Doug Harris as we learn more about the first recorded baseball game in Beachville. Watch it on Rogers Cable, rogerstv.com. Thanks for watching.
I started playing softball when I was 4 years old. I loved it because it was all about having fun with my friends. And it still is.
From little kids to adults to seniors, softball is a sport for everyone. Join us.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway. This is Rogers TV. I'm Joy Langdon alongside Chris Soares. We're in the final countdown, and we just heard an announcement over the speakers regarding the Super Stock. You want to walk us through that, Chris?
Yeah, it was a bill drop of 5, so that means the first 5 cars are going to be inverted. So the fastest qualifier now going to be starting 5th. Luke Ramsey now gets the pole for the Superstock. Look at the crowd here. Joy, it's fantastic to see the race fans back in the stands here at the Delaware Half Mile, established back in 1952. Without the pandemic, this could be the 69th this season, but of course, we're coming out of a pandemic, but great to see the fans there. And you see the Speedway, it's a half mile oval. But when you look from the sky, and that's the key here at Delaware, it's actually shaped like an egg. So the distance between the entry into turn 1 and the exit to turn 2 is actually shorter than the entrance into turn 3 and the exit at turn 4. So if you look at it from, a drone or whatever, it's actually shaped like an egg. There you see turns 1 and 2. Another good variable tonight, Joey, is that we do have, and it's been windy all day, we do have a strong wind, and it's blowing right to left, as you can see on your screen right now. So it's blowing downwind down the backstretch and then into the wind coming out of turn 4. Back to the stripe, and that's going to be key. It's going to be key for handling, because when you come out of turn 2, you're going to get a good push from the wind and going to fly you down the backstretch. Coming out of turn 2, there's a hill. You have to crest the hill before you actually get into the flat spots of the backstretch, where you're going to have a push from the wind. But then the opposite, coming out of turn 4, exit of turn 4, you're going to hit that wind head on. So, if you are the crew chief for the car or whatnot, and how do you want to handle? Do you want to handle great coming down with the wind behind your back, or do you want to be able to turn that car coming out of turn 4 into the wind and get a good run towards the stripe? So it's going to be very key as the night progresses.
And on this Canada Day weekend, we're looking around, and first back for a lot of people at Delaware. It's been a long time, and walking through the pits earlier, we both spent some time down there. There's a good energy, but there's also a real nervous energy going on right now. And a lot of excitement going on. So talk me through a bit of the energy going on in the pits, because, like I said, first time in over a year they've been at Delaware.
Well, I think I think there's a lot more than just energy. There's probably some energy. There's probably a little bit of anxiety. There's probably a little bit of stress. There's probably a little bit of worry. There's obviously happiness that they're back racing. All those combined into one are going through the driver's head before he even straps in the car. Is the car handling right? Did it work in practice? How did we do after qualifying? It's an impound race. And for those of you who don't know what an impound race is, after qualifying, you can't touch the cars. If you see right there, that's pit road on your screens, and that's our late models. They are parked there directly after qualifying. You can't touch the cars. You can't do anything as far as adjustments. You can't change tires. You can't put any wedge in there. You can't do anything. You can't change the track bar. It's an impound race. You cannot touch the cars. You drive what you got now.
Thank you very much. And we got the last chance qualifying coming up soon, and we'll throw ourselves to break here. And right after this, the last chance qualifying for Superstocks here on Rogers TV. We'll be right back.
Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m., it's the Rtv Quiz. Giovanni Petiti hosts a weekly trivia competition that lets you play from the comfort of your couch. Play along at home and challenge your friends. And don't forget to follow along on social media. Let us know who's top of trivia, and you can find yourself featured on a future episode.
Are you kidding me, folks?
The Rtv Quiz, Wednesday nights at 7:30 p.m. on Rogers TV or at rogerstv.com/RTV Quiz.
I want to make trouble. You in?
I do love trouble.
You have a bit of an extreme side. Yes, darling. And what fun that is. She stole my dogs.
Welcome back to Rogers TV. We're at Delaware Speedway and looking around in the pits right now. I see a Habs flag out there, a lot of support for their team, but also
let's not
for
talk
the racing
about the Habs, Joey, okay? Let's just move on. being a Leafs fan, let's not talk about the Habs.
As a Red Wings fan, I'm with you. So, and look, all the people here supporting their favorite drivers and the drivers they're with.
Oh, that's one of the things, as you see on the screen, the multiple trailers, camping trailers at the back. When you come to Delaware Speedway for a night, for the weekend, bring the trailer. Free camping here, if I'm not mistaken. It was free camping a couple years ago when I used to work here as an announcer. But yeah, tons of trailers back there and people just having a good time. Everybody just excited to be back at the track.
Looks like we are getting ready for Superstock last chance qualifying. The pace car is heading out there.
Yeah, so we should have 11 super stocks if no maintenance or mechanical issues in those 11 cars, and we'll be getting 4 coming out of that LCQ to add to the field of 28 for 32 total. Like, we almost have 30 late models here. The super stock feature is going to be 32. That's absolutely awesome for opening night here in 2021.
So a lot of these races, you want to look for like who's going to win, who's number 1. This one, you want to look for who's number 4, because that is the most important number. 4 is the magic number. You need to finish top 4 if you want a chance at scoring points today.
4 is the bubble. You are right in that Superstock LCQ. Yeah, so even though the front 3 might be nose to tail and battling, if that 4th car is battling with the 5th car a few car lengths back, you know, that's the one. That's the bubble to get into the feature.
Pace car heading out now, just about to turn as the Superstocks in the last chance qualifier are lining up. And they're getting ready to go out there. That's the 83 who's taking the first lap behind the pace car.
Yeah, excited to have racing here at Delaware Speedway back on Rogers TV. We're going to be broadcasting almost every Friday night here in the summer of 2021. I believe there's 3 dates that we will not be. We will be here next Friday for sure, July the 9th, and not on the 16th, but 3 dates only. The rest, we will be here bringing you live stock car racing from the Delaware Half Mile.
Pace car pulling into turn 3. Everyone's weaving and weaving, trying to get some temperature into their tires as we get ready here to turn into the first lap. They'll start a formation lap here.
And what they're doing, just weaving back and forth, is they're getting heat into the tires. All right, they don't want to get the green flag and all of a sudden they're going to have tire spin. They want to get heat into the tires. And as we mentioned in the opening, the sun is out, the track is hot, it'll be slick. And there you see the cone. That's the restart cone. There's one on the inside wall that we see right there. There's one on the wall closest to the spectators. When the field is lined and ready to come to green, the control car, which is the first place car, or the inside car, cannot accelerate for the green flag until that car reaches that cone. So that's a big part of the restart. If you jump it, if the outside car jumps it, they can either black flag the car or they'll do the restart all over again. And if you get black flag, that means you get called into the pits. You're going to lose a couple laps.
Sorry about that, but Steve Cashmore was fighting his car there. He was getting temperature in his tires, and he almost peeled off into the wall. Something to watch out for. It's number 27 running 7th right now. Running 4th is Corey McAllister, the number 71 car, and that is the car to watch at the start because he is going to be battling Dave McMahon for that 4th spot early. Johnny Morrison running 1st. Marley Owen running 2nd in the 21. Roy Wilkie, number 33, running 3rd.
All these cars except the 15, that beautiful Nova at the back, are the newer type of body for the Super Stocks. You'll see a couple of different bodies here tonight in the Super Stock division.
The pace car still out there. As mentioned, you see the scoreboard back there. Johnny Morrison, number 83, is the lead car. And as mentioned, top 4 advance to the feature race.
Yeah, so we only have 8 out there, so missing 3. I'm not quite sure why they didn't make the call to come out, but 4, so 50% of the field is going to advance. And now they're getting call for the double up sign from the flag man, so we're looking to go green next time by, I would think.
Dave Evison in the Nova, as you mentioned, number 15. He's having some trouble keeping pace right now.
Doubled up, going down the back straightaway here.
So we still have caution on the speedway. We're going to have one more lap, Joey. Caution remains on the speedway. The lights are still on the pace car. When the lights go off the pace car as he crosses the stripe and there's no caution lights flashing around the track, then we have one to go.
So 83 has the inside on the first row. Marley Owen, the number 21, has the outside on the front row. And there might be some advantage here on Delaware coming into the corners on the high side.
Well, we have 3/4 of a lap left. I want to hear your call to green because this is the restart of auto racing at Delaware Speedway coming out of the pandemic for 2021. Do you have a catchphrase to start them up or not?
Let's see if it comes naturally.
All right, let's see.
20 years for Rogers TV. A full year for the fans here at Delaware Speedway. Here we go.
Up inside.
Morrison with a fantastic lap. He pulls out front. All of them are crashed together. There we go. 21 has some trouble with the 56 of Darren Thurkett. They're all bumped together here on that number 4 spot. They're battling for it.
Yeah, Thurkett was loose coming out of 4 on a corner exit and got into the 21's left rear.
Marley Owen drops back into the number 4 spot. They're fighting for it now. Thurkett recovers. He's coming in on the inside. Top 3 still the same. Morrison, Wilkie, McAllister. They've got a safe distance right now, but everything could change here early. Owen still fighting for that number 4 spot. That's Thurkett and Cashmore. Cashmore out of nowhere came in that 6th spot. And now McMahon in that fight too. The only one out of it right now is Evison. When he keeps it clean, everyone's real close. If everyone falls apart, Evison, as long as he keeps it clean, that's probably his strategy right now.
Yeah, so Owen Marley's in a good spot right now. He's got a lot of cushion from the front 3. He's got a cushion back to 56 at Darren Thurkett, and Thurkett kind of slowing up the 27 and the 26. So the 21's in a great spot right now.
Evison employing right now what I call the Australian speed skater strategy, trying to stay out of trouble and qualify. The number 21 of Marley Owen, as mentioned, putting some distance into that final qualifying spot. That's Thurkett and Cashmore. They're battling on the inside. And McMahon comes in from the outside, but they all settle in. Owen pulling away. That's the 21. That's what you want to care about. That number 4 spot in this race.
10 to go that time by. Morrison, Wilkie, McAllister, your top 3. Owen and Thurkett round out the top 5.
And Thurkett, if anyone's going to catch, it's probably Thurkett coming in with some pace on turn 4.
Cashmore is getting a little frustrated, Joey. Thurkett is slowing up the 27 a little bit. And at that point, Owen's getting away in the 21.
Had some flames there underneath the Cashmore. Or sorry, that was the McMahon, the 26. They're all battling there for a bit, but Thurkett, whether he's trying to or not, is doing a great job of splitting the field for Owen, because that's the number 4.
There you see Morrison. He's the leader. 8 to go here. LCQ for the super stock going into turn 3. And there's Owen right there. Joey going into turn 3 as well. Comfortable in that final transfer spot.
G5 is an absolute battle. Thurkett been holding the field up for the entire race. And let me tell you, Marley Owen owns Thurkett. I don't know, a bouquet of flowers. I don't know what I'm allowed to say on TV.
Here's Cashmore to the inside, Joey.
Cashmore, if he's going to make a move, he's got to make it now. And Thurkett blocks him. Thurkett driving very defensively, but he's going to lose it here on the inside.
Yeah, Thurkett lost him between 3 and 4. His corner exit was really high. Cashmore stayed on that preferred groove.
Thurkett finally able to get free of Cashmore, and so does McMahon. And now they've got to be on the charge because they've got so much room they can make up with Owen. 6 laps to go here. Owen's just got to keep that distance. Owen might have a chance to catch McAllister in this race.
Yeah, they're about a half a straightaway difference right now as Owen just goes into turn 3. Here comes Cashmore now.
Owen really just has to keep it clean as Morrison out front now has to look at Evison. Wonder about slowing up here.
He doesn't seem to be putting a dent in that difference up to Owen right now. It's actually extended last time by to almost a full straightaway.
That's Cashmore, McMahon, and Thurkettle back there. That you're looking at Cashmore right now. And he really needs to get some pace into that car, because if he can't, he's done for the night.
Great speed shot of those three battling for a 6th spot here in this LCQ.
Cashmore going for 5th. He wants to go for 4th. He's got to catch Owen. He's running out of time. And in fact, now he's got to deal with Thurkettle and McMahon behind him. That's McMahon going up behind him right there. Marley Owen putting a lot of distance between that car. 2 laps to go, and we're going to the final lap now. Morrison putting some pace in between him and Wilkie. And Morrison is looking like he's going to be comfortably first place. Marley Owen increasing that gap there. Cashmore is now in 5th, and Cashmore has really got to do it now. It looks like he's not going to be able to.
Front 4 are going to advance without any issue whatsoever.
That's Morrison, that's Wilkie, that's Mccullough, and that's Marley Owen, and that's your race. And you got to put yourself in Cashmore's shoes. He was stuck behind Thurkettle for basically that entire race, and that may have been what put him out.
Oh yeah, I would have to say so, but on the other side, Thurkettle did stay with the 27 and the 26 after they passed him, so it was just maybe handling a little issue for Darren Thurkettle, but it did hold up the 27 a little bit.
So once again, that's Johnny Morrison finishing 1st, Roy Wilkie finishing 2nd, Corey McAllister finishing 3rd, Marley Owen finishing 4th, and that's the last year qualifiers. Beyond that, Steve Cashmore finishing 5th, first out, Dave McMahon, Darren Thurkettle, and Dave Evison was never really in the race, but hey, he wasn't lapped.
Absolutely. So the field is set now for the Super Stock feature coming up later this evening, and it's going to have 32 cars, which is going to be awesome.
Fantastic. That'll be it for now. We'll come back in a little bit for the opening ceremonies, and then the Super Stock, and then the late model. All really exciting races. We'll be right back here for Rogers TV.
For more information about the vaccine and eligibility, visit healthunit.com. To book an appointment, call the number on your screen or book online at covidvaccinelm.ca.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Susie.
We are the host of Happiness is Homemade.
We'll be assisting you on how to make a lot of at-home pastries,
which all your family and friends will love.
Do you have something to share? Let everyone know about your next meeting, your need for volunteers, or your fundraising event on the Rogers TV Community Billboard. Send us your words and we'll bring them to life on Rogers TV and rogerstv.com. When it's time to spread the word, go to rogerstv.com to add your announcement to the Community Billboard.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing here on Rogers TV. Once again, I'm Joey Langdon alongside Chris Soares. We just saw the last chance qualifier for Super Stock, and so we've got Super Stock now coming up in a bit, the actual race. Then we're going to have APC late model. For someone who might not know, can you give like a Cliff's Notes of the difference between Super Stock and late model?
Well, the main difference, other than some of the guts that go into the automobile, is the fact that there's more horsepower with the late models. Obviously, rather than Super Stocks, the bodies are a little different. Tonight, you're going to see a couple of different bodies for the super stocks. We did mention earlier on tonight that some of the super stocks have that more aerodynamic body that kind of looks like a late model, but it has the specs of a super stock. And you're going to see the older super stock more of a square kind of a body type of a vehicle. You're going to see that tonight. But yeah, horsepower. But when you have more horsepower, obviously a little bit more emphasis needs to be on handling. And I can't say it enough because I've already said it a couple times tonight. When that thing goes down behind us, when that sun goes down, this track changes. And the teams need to be ahead of the game.
Right.
Are they set up for a slippery, hot track, which is right now? Are they set up for when the sun goes down? It'll be very interesting to see how that develops throughout the night.
So coming up in a little bit, we have the opening ceremonies for the feature races. And we also have, because last season, obviously, very untraditional season. We didn't come here to Delaware at all. Oh, we're on camera, friend.
Unless you want to come in for an interview, sir. That's okay. Hey, I thought they wanted your autograph.
Hey, live TV. Anything can happen. It's been a year since anyone's been live, so everyone's remembering.
You're going to talk about Lawrence, the defending champ.
Do you know what? Let's do that after the break. We'll be right back here on Rogers TV at Delaware Speedway.
That he fell. Whoa, I'm not driving. I'm way too stoned. How are you feeling, Veer?
Oh, since we had that talk, I'm not driving tonight at all.
What about you, Dave?
You only had a couple of drinks.
And only a couple of puffs.
I don't drink and drive. No way I'm getting behind the wheel when I smoked weed, too.
How are we getting home, then?
Oh, you can drive, Dave.
Come on, Dave.
Take one for the team, buddy.
Don't let weed and alcohol influence your decision to drive.
Yeah, I need a ride.
The other rabbits were taken, and the pig and the hedgehog, and the badger.
Let's go get the others.
Why are you even helping me?
That's what a dad does.
It's a bad habit.
Tail lights.
Back to Delaware Speedway at Rogers TV. We just were joined by Trevor, the race director.
Yeah, it's funny though.
You got in trouble.
I got in trouble because I have papers up on the glass here. Right, we're located up probably the second last level. There's another level here, the Scores Tower here at Delaware Speedway. So we're right beside the Scores booth. My papers are a little too high. You couldn't see turn 4. The race director needs to see turn 4 because the race director pretty much communicates to the flagman when they come out of turn 4, okay, throw the green up. So, yeah, that's no problem. But sometimes it happens in live TV where people just, they don't know what's going on. He thought we were just chatting, not on the air, and wanted to walk right in, which is fine. We can always take impromptu interviews. There's no reason for that.
Of course. So the race director, that would be sort of like the referee.
Absolutely. He also dishes out the penalty, so you're correct.
He's the referee and the commissioner all in one there.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
So in a little bit here, we're going to have the championship presentation for Joe Lawrence. And as I was going to say before we were interrupted, so last season was very weird. We didn't come to Delaware at all. And the season itself was shortened a little bit, less races. So Joe Lawrence never really got his trophy ceremony. So he's going to get that here today. His home race, he's from London. So Joe Lawrence last season, what does it take to win a series like this?
You know what? I don't know, to be honest with you, because I have never been a full-time racer. I've done a little bit of racing here at the Delaware Half Mile. Obviously, commitment. Nights have to go your way. Right. Sometimes you just dominate. Just dominate. There's nothing wrong with the car. She's turning like she's on rails. Other nights, it's a struggle. And you come into the pits and you have to fix things up and try and get as many points as you possibly can. Other nights, it's just not a top car. So right. You got to do whatever you can, and everything just needs to come together in a general kind of way at the end of the season when you have the most points.
And you mentioned points. What some people might not know is when a racing series like this, it's not just how many races you win. So if you're running 10th, 11th, 12th, you can't just call it a day. You need to fight for every point if you want to win the series.
Absolutely. You could be running 15th with 3 laps to go, and you're nose to tail with the 14th car. Well, the 14th place car is a point.
Exactly.
And you're going to see if you can get as many points as you possibly can before that checkered flag falls.
So do you know how the point system is going to work this year in APC?
I'm not quite sure. I was looking to speak with some of the people with the APC series, but I don't know exactly how it is. Obviously, I think they're getting points for where they qualified as well, and then points for the feature. But I'm not quite sure on the point breakdown.
Next time Trevor comes on camera, we'll ask.
Yeah, absolutely. Next time we'll pop him right here. We'll put this headset on him and we'll talk to him.
That's why we have it extra, right?
Yeah.
So Joe Lawrence, like I mentioned, from London, Ontario. His brother, Chris Lawrence, we're going to see a lot of this year. He runs the Bone Stock Series for BT Racing weekly. So for weekly, I should mention, we are going to be coming here every week, and we're not going to be doing APC every week. Can you tell us what we're going to be doing?
Well, I don't have the schedule. You see,
in general.
Here's the thing, folks. I'll tell you right now. This is the first time that Joey and I have worked together. So Joey likes to just throw me under the bus.
You asked me to.
I didn't know. I asked you what you're going to talk about. I never heard about schedule. So yes, we're going to be doing every Friday night here in the summer of 2021 on Rogers TV, except for 3 nights. I think the first night that we're not here is July 16th. So we're here July the 9th, not here on the 16th. I think there's a date in August and one in September. So every other Friday, we are here.
So what I was more asking, we are going to be seeing something called bone stocks, something called V8 stocks, something called, what was it? Super stocks.
Super stocks, yeah.
And late models, which is sort of what we see out here.
Yeah, and you were mentioning Chris Lawrence, and Chris Lawrence has raced everything here except for a late model. Started in the trucks, because there used to be a truck series here. Then went to super stocks, now running bone stocks. And of course, his late father, Dave Lawrence, pretty much a legend here, short track racing here at Delaware Speedway, passed quite a few years ago. When I was working here as an announcer, one of the years I worked here was when Dave passed, unfortunately. But yeah, Chris and Jordan carried on their father's tradition. And Chris, the bone stocks are a fun division, Joy. I think this may be their 5th or 6th year in existence here at Delaware Speedway. And those of you who used to come to Delaware Speedway, remember the enduro racing where we had 150 to 200 cars start a race 3 wide in a stop position. The bone stocks are kind of like that, but they're faster and there's less of them on the track. Sometimes, depending on the event, they if a car gets wrecked or whatnot and stranded on the track, they'll stop the race, they'll take the driver into the pits, but they'll leave the car on the track, which is pretty fun.
All right, they're doing some stuff behind us. We're going to go to break. We'll be right back here on Rogers TV for more from Delaware Speedway.
Fun, casual, intimate, and personal chats with artists and creative folks in the LGBTQ plus community and friends, all on Season 7 of On the Couch.
Bonjour. Hello, my name is Heather Cabral, and I'm the new host of What's Up London. I'm excited to meet new people and share all the interesting and fun events that are going to be happening around our community. Please tune in on Mondays to What's Up London, only on Rogers. We'll see you then.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the thing about coming here to Delaware Speedway, there's not a lot of bleachers. I bet you half are bleachers and half is a grass hill, if you've ever seen it. And it's great. People bring lawn chairs here. They're lined up from turn 4 all the way down to turn 1. And as we mentioned off the top of the show, right now we're in stage 2, 25% capacity. Here at Delaware Speedway, that's 2,500 people. And there is definitely close to 2,500 people here. Great for opening night, but just great in general to come back to the racetrack. And, you know, people have been excited. Race fans have been excited. I'm a diehard NASCAR fan. I've been excited ever since they really came back strong. Yes, they were racing last year in the pandemic with no fans, but you got to have fans. The drivers love the fans here. The drivers love putting on a show. We're going to have a good show tonight.
Lifeblood of the sport.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you have never been to Delaware Speedway, you got to check it out. Spend a Friday night here. Bring the family. Obviously, bring some lawn chairs or sit on the bleachers and just enjoy the show, because it's a great show every week.
And as mentioned earlier, if you're not from the area, you're joining us from far away, thank you for joining us. Go to RogersTV.com, select London as your home location. We'll have the schedule up there for you, and you can find all the information about our show and everything else about Rogers TV there.
How about information about us? Why don't you tell us a little bit about you? We're just meeting for the first time tonight.
I'll get you to that after the break. Thank you for joining us here on Rogers TV. We'll be right back for more from Delaware Speedway.
Stacey Bird. Don't forget to tune in to Agent on Duty, where we go behind the scenes and talk all things real estate. This season, we're talking to real estate agents, we're talking to lawyers, we're talking to renovation companies, and basically covering all your real estate needs.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Susie.
We are the host of Happiness is Homemade.
We'll be assisting you on how to make a lot of at-home pastries,
which all your family and friends will love.
Hi everyone, my name's Ranger M, and I work at Catfish Creek Conservation Authority. I'm the community outreach technician, and that means I do a lot of this, chatting about all things nature and conservation with kids, adults, teachers, everyone. I love to knowledge share, and that's just what I'm going to do with you. So come on, let's go learn with Ranger M.
Welcome back to Rogers TV. I'm Joey Langdon and Chris Soares. You might be wondering, who are Joey Langdon and Chris Soares? Well, Chris, I'll let you start.
Oh, well, thank you. So, hi. I work from Strathroy, Ontario, and I work at My FM Radio. Been there for 5 years in Strathroy. On and off for quite a few years, doing work for Rogers, even way back when it was Shaw Cable before it was Rogers. Actually, I went to high school with our producer, Chris Burkholz. Yeah, and it's just great to be here and great to be back doing some racing here. First time doing racing for Rogers TV. Have done some baseball, I've done some hockey. But yeah, it's great to be here and great to be working alongside you, Joey.
Thank you. And I'm going to put on my Simpsons voice right now. Hi, I'm Joey Langdon. You might remember me from Rogers TV's softball coverage and assorted hockey coverage and baseball coverage throughout the years. This is my first racing event. I'm very excited to join you. And I'm going to get a plug in. You can follow me at JLangdon76. I know you have a couple handles of your own.
Yeah, you can just follow me on Twitter at Soaresy or at Soares 105.7 My FM. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. I don't think I was. You can follow me at Soaresy.
So we were going to do a trophy presentation for Joe Lawrence. It appears that has been canceled because the super stocks are on the track now.
Let's go to the track. Welcome to the show, folks.
Winning the title last year.
So as we're looking behind us, and there it is right there, there's Joe Lawrence. He's going to be accepting his trophy as the cars fly by him.
This 84 transaxle machine says he broke a power steering belt. He has every power steering belt possible except the one he needs. I said, is that why you're in shorts? He said, oh, hell no. I'm racing. We're going to get this done, guys.
Joe Lawrence, we're back on mic. You mentioned
there's a little bit of
delay.
Something happened with the microphone here at Delaware Speedway, but the track announcer, Jamie Maudsley, down presenting Mr. Lawrence with his trophy as the defending champ.
What a weird sight, because this wasn't planned to have the Superstocks flying around.
Well, they're not really flying around, right? They're going at a snail's pace. Obviously, there's pedestrians at the stripe, but I get what you're saying, absolutely. So sometimes you just have to plan things by the seat of your pants when they don't work out, right?
Live TV, live sports, all the same. There's Joe Lawrence with his family accepting the championship trophy last season. That's a nice-looking trophy.
It is. It is. They brought it up here to the scorer's box up here before we got set to go, and it was pretty big. You're right.
So I mentioned, speaking of Joe Lawrence, before we go into Superstocks more, I just want to talk real quick about the late model series later. If there's two guys who have something to prove this season, Joe Lawrence won a shortened season last year. He wants to show that he can win the full season. And then Peritko, who won the last full season, would like to maybe reclaim or keep his crown, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, Matt Pritico has been around for a long time here and racing in touring series and racing here as a regular at one point here at Delaware Speedway. But Pritico is a racer. A lot of good racers out here tonight. I am so excited for this show tonight. Opening night here at Delaware Speedway. But we have, and you can see, look at the front. You're only seeing half of the grid on your screens right now. There's another half off screen. We have 32 Superstocks on track, ready to rock and roll here on a Friday night.
So our score sheet has Nick Ramsey as the pole, and that is the case. Nick Ramsey. He is joined by Ryan Dyson right behind him, and following him is Ray Morneau Jr., Lane Zardo, and the fastest man in qualifying, Trevor Culver, in the number 1 car behind him. So that is your first 5. And then, as mentioned, the last chance qualifiers, they are starting near the back, at the back. So we see Marley Owen back there, the 21 is the car in your most foreground.
There you see that field. Look at that field of Superstocks ready to rock and roll here at the half mile. Got to send a shout out. Obviously, you're seeing Joy and myself on screen, but there's a lot of work that goes into bringing racing from Delaware Speedway onto Rogers TV, and the entire staff that's here with us tonight on many different camera positions. Thank you very much for your work. Without them, we can't bring this to you at your home. So right now we're going to have opening ceremonies. Looks like they're doing a moment of silence.
It looks like I might be having some trouble with the anthem, so I'm going to do something I've never done before, but I need some help, because I'm not a great singer. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, through all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see the bright star to know strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Let's go racing! I need your help, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to count down from 3, 2, 1, and then you folks are going to help fire
That
it
was
off.
Jamie Maudsley doing the national anthem here, so they had some issues with the anthem it was supposed to play. Jamie Maudsley is the track announcer here. Here's the... As you just heard, the most famous words in motor racing, drivers start your engines. I've never heard, I used to work with Jamie here for 9 years. I've never heard him sing the anthem, never heard him sing at all. He did a pretty good job on the spur of the moment, so kudos to Jamie Maudsley.
And a shout out to our camera people, as you mentioned, Thomas, Aaron, and Gerald, helping us welcome you all back to Delaware Speedway. We're about to get set here for our first feature, the Super Stocks.
Why don't you take us through the lineup here for this feature as they begin to start to roll out here and get set up here?
Will do. Up front, we've got number 7, Nick Ramsey. Behind him, Ryan Dyson. Number 28, number 3, Ray Morneau Jr. Number 36, Lane Zardo. Number 1, Trevor Culver with the fastest time in qualifying. Number 6, Mike Weida. Number 11, Ethan Constable. Number 17, Garrett Timiersma. You're going to help me out with that name.
Sure.
Also number 17, Kenny McNeil Jr. He's going to be listed as number 17K. Number 48, Dwayne Baker. Number 9, Andrew Ferreira. Number 37, Marvin Freeberger. Number 45, Ryan Bright. Number 8, Paul Boundy. Number 30, Todd Davenport. Number 10, Dennis Sabowski. Number 73, Nick Troback. Number 39, Dave McCullough. Number 4, Lonnie Thompson. Number 90, David Rockwood. Number 21, Matthew Bentley. Number 29, Paul Pepper. Number 8, Jason Parker. Number 19, Kevin Travelin. Number 7, Doug Stewart. Number 49, Frank Davey. Number 12, Justin Collison. Number 93, Carson Nagy. And our last chance qualifiers, number 83, Johnny Morrison. Number 33, Roy Wilkie. Number 71, Corey McAllister. And number 21, Marley Owen at the back.
That's your 32-car field for the Qwick Super Stocks here at the Delaware Half Mile. Just a quick note, Doug Stewart in the 7, supposed to be Pete Vanderwist. For those of you know Delaware Racing, now Doug is in the 7 car, but the points from the 7 car tonight will go to the season-long points for Pete Vanderwist.
They're weaving and weaving, trying to get the temperature in their tires as we're still in the formation lap. As we mentioned earlier, getting the temperature in the tires is so important, and that's basically the only way you can do it is just by weaving and weaving and weaving.
Yeah, that wind's still in play. It's going right to left on your screens right now, so it's firing all the way down the backstretch. You're going to get a push from a tailwind as you come up the Delaware Hill in turn 2 and go down the backstretch. But then when you come out of turn 4, corner exit on turn 4 is going to be important because you're going to be facing a wall of wind right now here in Delaware.
Pace car, the Mustang, is leading the field, and that's how you can tell the difference between racing cars and supercars, because you got the Mustang and all those people behind him just begging him to go faster.
As mentioned, I've worked here for almost 10 years. I've never seen a field this big for the super stock class. This is absolutely awesome, and if you can see those newer body types for the super stocks. They came in 2019. The older model as well of body types, but we have 32 super stocks here, Joey. This is going to be awesome.
So 32 super stocks. I'll ask you right now, who's your favorite for tonight?
Oh, I don't know. I like the 1 car. He's the fastest qualifier, Trevor Culver. I've known him for quite a few years. I love McNichol too in the 17. It's going to be good. And with that pill drop of just 5, Culver drops to inside the 3rd row. So he's right up there already. If I can see any of the back markers, I like the 21 car in the back, the 4 car. They're fast cars, but they had some troubles with qualifying. That's where in the back of the field. But yeah, I like Culver. I like McNichol. They're at the front of the field. Andrew Ferreira in the red number 9. He's in the 6th row inside. He's out of Strathroy, Ontario. He's normally pretty quick as well. It's going to be a great race.
Put you on the spot here, guys. I want to do. What's your favorite livery? What's your favorite paint job?
What's my favorite paint job?
Yep.
I like the 29 car that just came through the stripe, starting probably mid-pack. I like the John Deere number 30 as well. The John Deere paint scheme, the yellow and green. That's pretty sharp.
I'm a fan of the 08 of Paul Boundy, the purple and green. As we see up front, we've got Nick Ramsey and Ryan Dyson getting ready to start us off. They are just absolutely chomping at the bit to get us going here.
Yeah, the first feature of 2021. We are so glad to be back here, welcoming all the race fans, both here in person and watching at home. Thank you so much for joining us. We are very, very pleased to be bringing you racing back on Rogers TV after a couple of decades.
So coming in here, first race this season, do you expect these guys to play kind of safe, or do you expect them to be really aggressive off the jump?
Oh, I expect to be, let's put the pedal through the floorboard and let's go to work here, especially the front of the field. But here's the key. that front of the field is going to hit back marker traffic probably within the first 10 laps. So it'll be interesting to see how those leaders negotiate back marker traffic tonight.
There's not if you're a F1 fan, there's no blue flags here, correct?
There is passing flags, absolutely. It's a blue flag with a yellow diagonal stripe. That's telling back markers, hey, you have the leaders coming up. Be careful. Try and let them through if you can.
But even then, that's no guarantee because you still gotta negotiate around them. It's not like they disappear.
Yeah, you're not gonna. If you're a back marker car, you're not gonna roll over and say, hey, you know what? Go ahead. No, you're not gonna do that. You want to try and stay on the lead lap for sure.
Lights are still on. We're gonna do another formation lap.
And what are we looking at for laps in this feature, Joey?
Good question. I don't know. 50 laps. Thank you. From the truck. I didn't have it on my notes here. 50 laps.
50 lap feature. Going to be a good one.
So all these cars getting ready. They're in their pace. The lights have gone off. We're getting ready to go here. The 7 coming around. The pace car is going to pit.
Yeah, the pace car will exit into turn 3. And in the field, remember these restart cones, they're about a good 50 meters after the exit of turn 4. Here we go, Joey, take us to green.
Coming around the corner, first feature of the season, first feature at Delaware in over a year. Here we go! Have been fighting from the beginning. And you've got Ray and Dyson in there as well. You got Lane Sardo in there as well. This is going to get messy real fast.
That was a speed shot. You can just see how they're coming out. And we got the 6 into the wall out of turn 2. This car got the right side tires into the wall. Not quite sure how that's going to damage him, but he looks like he's still at speed.
This is a lot of cars per half mile. 37 and 6 are really fighting each other now. Coming out of turn 2. The number 30 is up in there as well.
I think he has an issue with Freeberger in the 37 because he gave him a good shot last time across the stripe.
That's Freeberger coming up with Vita. Vita and Freeberger still fighting. Freeberger's able to get a little free, but Vita stays with him on the back corner and he's going to try and take it back on the straights. Vita on the corner gives Freeberger a little tap. And now they come out cleanly out of turn 4. And it's Freeberger who's going to come out of that one on top, but Vita's not letting him inside. And out front, Ramsey has absolutely put his foot through it. He's pushing, and he's opening up a larger lead. Morneau Jr. falling back, and he's going to have some trouble with Sardo and Dyson pretty soon.
There you see Morneau Jr. He has cleared 3rd and 4th. Now he wants to set sail and go after the leader, Nick Ramsey.
Ramsey had a good start. Is it good enough to keep Morneau Jr. in the dust for a lot longer? Morneau Jr. coming in out of turn 1. That's a really nice turn for Morneau Jr.
The key is you got to hit your marks. You got to hit your marks going into the corner. You got to hit your marks coming out of the corner. That's the key right now for Ramsey at the point.
Ramsey can't abandon his strategy. He's opening up a lead, trying to keep that one clean line. That turn 2 is probably the most dangerous turn on this track. And you've got that one clean line coming out. That's
great battle for 3rd on back. 3rd on back. They're going into turn 3, Joey. That's tight.
There's a lot of trouble. They're going 3 wide. They're going to put him away. That's 4 at the time it's hit. There's a 5th car in there. That's the number 11. Who's giving him trouble?
Fastest qualifier, Trevor Culver in the 1. There you see him. He wants to get past these cars because the top 2 are getting away. Culver, the fastest qualifier. He's got McNichol in tow in the 17. They need to get through here.
That's Sardo back with him as well. And Sardo and Dyson. And Sardo gets ahead. Sardo trying to pull away now. He's trying to make a turn for Morneau Jr. Sardo with Dyson right behind him. He needs to put Dyson Dyson away soon if he wants to make a charge. Morneau Jr. is covering up the patch, but Ramsey is pulling away.
Yeah, that's a great battle right there. Dyson, Zarco, Culver, nose to tail, coming up the Delaware Hill in turn 2. And looks like the 36 right now of Zardo is trying to make a charge, trying to bridge that gap from the 28 up to the 03. He's kind of got away from that battle now.
And this battle is helping Ramsey salivate a bit. The more people up behind him, he's going to try and make a charge and pull away. 39 laps to go here. It's not a sprint. It's definitely a marathon, but you always want to be in the lead. Morneau Jr. and Zardo. Zardo's looking to try and fight him here. Zardo, if he can exit this turn well, he's going to be in a fight.
Yeah, he's bridged the gap, Joey. Zardo is almost there to the 03 right now, Morneau Jr.
Zardo, he's going to try and go inside on Morneau Jr. He doesn't quite have the pace, but he's got it now. He's going to try and get in his slipstream. Zardo on his tail. Zardo, if he gets out of this turn well, he's got P2. Can he get out of this lap with P2? He wants it. Oh, it's been a year. Oh, he wants it. He's going inside. Zardo, no! Morneau Jr. plays great defense.
14 down, 36 to go, 50 lap feature, super stock here. Ramsey, Morneau Jr., Zardo, Dyson, Culver, your top 5. Culver into turn 3, he's going to go to the inside for 4th.
Here he goes now on the inside. He needs to get that inside. Can Morneau Jr. fight off? He's so good on the straights. And that's been the key for Morneau Jr. Zardo's got him on the turns, but as long as Morneau Jr. put enough distance between him and Zardo on the straights, he thinks he can be fine. He's stretched out now. Ramsey's falling off. And now back a little bit. We've got the number 1 car. He's in a fight.
That's Culver. Culver's got a spot. Joey's up to 4th. The fastest qualifier trying to make a charge with 35 to go.
Nobody's pulled away yet. Ramsey is falling off. Morneau Jr. suddenly, from battling for the lead, he is fighting for his life in P2. Zardo has not given him an inch of space to breathe. And now Culver, the fastest in qualifying, is in that race as well.
Great battle right there on the screen. Down the backstretch. Andrew Ferrer on the inside. It's Constable on the outside.
Zardo going to the inside.
That's a battle right there for the 7th spot. Ferrer and Constable side by side, Joey.
Constable and Ferrer. Sorry, Constable and Ferreira. That is right. I shouldn't second guess myself. Ferreira pulling away now. He wants that. He's got P7. Now we look back. 28.
Battle for 2nd coming to the straight.
Oh, here we go. There's all 3 of them are down side to side. Zardo trying to get out of it. Oh my God.
And look who's there, Joey. The fastest qualifier. It's the 1 car, Trevor Culver.
Culver out of nowhere is suddenly battling for P2. Zardo spent all his time with Morneau Jr. He had Culver behind him, and we got a crash over here.
Yes, we got a caution between turns 1 and 2. It's the 7 car and the 4 car. It looks like Lonnie Thompson and Doug Stewart. We got a little tangled up between 1 and 2. We're under caution.
And you know who's thanking his lucky stars right now is Lane Zardo. Because, oh my gosh, was he under pressure.
You know who else is thanking your lucky stars? It's the back markers of the 21, 33, 71, and 49. The leader was coming, so the caution flag would allow the field to bunch back up again.
It's Marnie who has had a lot of trouble finding that balance coming out of the turns. Right there, that's the number 7, and then back to the leaders. That's Ramsey and Ramsey and Zardo.
Yeah, there were a few laps ago, Morneau Jr. in the 03 looked like he was having a little bit of problems, especially on corner entry. He was kind of drifting up into the corner, which would indicate maybe the car was a little too tight. That allowed Zardo to get through. That allowed Culver to get through. And now you have a totally different looking middle part of the top 5 with Zardo in 2nd, Morneau Jr. in 3rd, and Culver in 4th. Right now on the track, though, Culver is ahead of Morneau Jr. on the track. So I believe Culver is your third place runner. Looking at the scoreboard across the track, Ramsey out front. And then they have the 0-3, no, it's the 30th of Zardo, that's correct. They're just changing the board right now. Might be the one of Culver in fourth, and then the 0-3 of Morneau Jr. and McNichol rounding out the top 5. Sorry, Dyson. No, it is the 17 of McNichol on track right now.
Ryan Dyson also up in there, the 28. He's just behind McNichol.
Yeah, just outside the top 5.
I mentioned this Ramsey and Morneau Jr. is actually third. Zardo is going to be classified as second right now.
Yeah, so we still got the scoreboard looking a little confused.
I don't think there's 2 Trevor Culvers.
No, there's, well, you don't know Trevor like I do. There's probably 3 or 4 of them, to be totally honest with you. On track right now, they haven't made any changes. Once again, these cars are in constant communication with the race director on the radio. So it looks like we have Ramsey, Zardo, Culver, Morneau Jr. and McNichol are your top 5 right now on track.
So the classification system still has Morneau Jr. in second, but once we go green flag, that'll likely change because on track we're looking at it. Zardo is running second.
Yeah,
right
they have the 28 of Dyson on the board as 5th behind Culver, but on the track now looks like they're making a little switch because now the cars are switching positions here. The Morneau Jr. has gone ahead of Culver on track. I think they're realigning them on the radio now.
And we look here, we see Morneau Jr. up with Zardo. And like I mentioned, on the classification system, Morneau Jr. is listed as second, and so we see here the 22 car getting pushed into the pit lane. And that is the late model coming up later today. And as mentioned, there is another race after this one, the late model, and that's what the 22 car is part of, as well as the 78 of Joe Lawrence, who was accepting the trophy a little earlier. He's going to be defending his title. And this is only the second season of existence of this Superstock series. So a lot of guys still looking to put their names on the map. And we have, not sure if I felt a couple drops of rain there, someone on the roof spit on me, but either way, that's something that I'm sure the people in the pits are paying attention to, the spotters who are below our feet right now.
Yeah, spotters are key. Obviously, these drivers can't see everything. They have great protection in their seat and for their head. Really can't swivel their head much. That's why they have spotters. So it looks like it is Ramsey, Zardo. Zardo will start outside row 1. Morneau Jr. has been advanced now to the inside of row 2. He's in 3rd, Culver 4th, and Dyson is in 5th. After that, you have McNichol in 6th. You have Ferreira in 7th. Looks like you have Ethan Constable in 8th as they've been given the double upside. Now, Joey, we're getting ready to go racing again.
And the number 4, which is in the crash, he survived. He's in there. He's going to be in the race still.
Yes, if you are the reason for a caution flag, you go to the back of the field.
About to get ready on the restart here. Looks like we're going to do at least one more formation lap.
Big start here for Zardo on the outside of the row.
This is so key for Zardo. This is exactly what he needs at this point.
He can't jump. He can't jump. The control car is Ramsey on the inside. When he gets that cone, he can floor it, but 36 of Zardo cannot go until the 07 goes.
And do you think that that's a play? That's a play that he's going to want to make there.
That's a huge advantage. It's a huge advantage for any leader in a restart because the field doesn't go until you go, and you can time it whenever you like.
Do you think he's going to try and get the jump here as we're about to get going here? Or is he going to slow the field down?
No, I'll say 100% on any restart that the leader will try and get a jump on the field on any restart, period.
Coming around the corner here, safety car pits. And after the caution, once again, here we go. pressure by Culver already.
McNichol made a heck of a move, went to the inside right on the restart.
Culver really wanted Zardo. He's on the outside. He's not quite fast enough. Yeah, past Ramsey. Oh, he's bumped. Zardo is bumped.
He's going to lose some spots.
And Oliver is the one taking advantage. Morneau Jr. in that mess as well.
Zardo tried to get down, Joey. He ran into the 11 of Constable, but they're still green. Now he hit the wall.
Oh, he's really falling off now. Constable up in there now out of nowhere. That, if anything, that yellow flag really helped Constable. And Morneau Jr. who is trying to...
We got a spin in turn 4.
Spinella again, number 4. The second one for number 4. We're still green. We're still green.
Still green right now. And here's the caution. Absolutely. Now you got to watch the brakes. Got to watch the brakes in the turn 3.
I don't know why that yellow didn't come out any sooner.
Well, they were trying to see if he would right himself and continue on. So the flagman waits a little bit, depending where the field is, right? If he would have turned around and started going, it probably would have stayed green.
So what's going on with the number 4? That's 2 now for him. Do you think the car might not be able to get up and go the rest of the way?
I think there's definitely some handling issues. He might be loose, which means the back end's coming out when he goes into the corners, and he isn't able to catch it. So he spun out twice, in between 1 and 2, in between 3 and 4.
Oh, look at that. That's what happened. So Ramsey actually threw his front out at him.
Tried to get him into the high groove. There you see 3 wide. You had Morneau Jr. coming on the inside. Great job in the truck, as always. But that's the thing, on the restarts here at Delaware Speedway, if you're on the outside, you need to find a spot, because the preferred groove is around the inside. It is shorter on the inside groove. If you are on the outside, you might get freight trained.
So Zardo is going to be really upset now, because as you see, he didn't even make much of an inside move there. That was all Ramsey going out at him.
It'll be interesting to see if the 36 gets back up to Ramsey, the leader, and see if there's any little bit of a payback there.
Very interesting. Morneau Jr., that helped a lot. He takes back the second. Culver, the fastest qualifier, he's got to have it in his head. He's the fastest car. So every reset that he goes up a spot, that's got to be really nice for him.
But there's a big difference. There's a difference between qualifying, and there's a difference between racing in a crowd.
Exactly.
You seen the movie Days of Thunder?
I wish I have.
You haven't seen it. Fans at home who've seen the movie Days of Thunder, there's that line. Trickle goes out and blisters the track by himself. And then he comes back in the pits, and Rowdy says to him, let's see how you do in a crowd. Because that's what it is. It's totally different, Joey.
So the lights stay on. If you were with us earlier for the last chance qualifier, Marley Owen has jumped up a couple spots. So has Corey McAllister. Corey McAllister's all the way up to 25th. Johnny Morrison all the way up into 23rd. So last chance qualifiers making the most out of that so far. As we turn in here, 30 laps to go. Nick Ramsey's still in the lead, and he's got to be getting frustrated with these cautions, because at the end of every caution, he wants to sprint away, but he hasn't exactly sprinted away from the field.
Well, you got to get away. You got some fast cars behind you. Morneau Jr.'s there, Culver's there, Zardo's there, and maybe a ticked off Zardo is there. You have a Nickel, Constable, Dyson, all gunning for you.
As far as the play in front markers, no one's exactly out of it yet, as much as to Ramsey's chagrin. As we turn in here, looks like the number 30 has gone back to the back. I don't think he was there originally, so perhaps he's been told to go to the back. Yellow's still on, and you mentioned the sun going down.
Yeah, there you see the sun going down, so the track conditions are changing. I thought I saw a little bit of damage on the right front of the leader. We're going to see if we can pick it up coming by the start-finish line. Here he is coming out of 4. That wheel is out because there is some camber on these cars, which means the angle of the tire is pointed out to help with cornering, but it looks like there's a little bit of sheet damage in there, and maybe, just maybe, there could eventually be some tire rub. So we'll have to see how that progresses. Still with 30 laps to go on the board, if the leader might have some issues with the right front.
And that'd be from the tap.
It would be with the contact with Zardo. Yeah, absolutely.
So the yellow's still out there as...
Sometimes you get a tire rub and you'll start smoking right away, but the fact that the wheel is spinning so quickly kind of bends the sheet metal away. So you might have a tire rub that kind of fixes itself, or you have a tire rub that punctures your tire and you're in trouble.
They're doubling up again here, and look at that. Culver's going to be really happy with that. He's second row inside lane.
Yeah, inside lane is the key to a restart here.
Culver's got to have it in his head. He's got Ramsey right in front of him. He can see him. He doesn't have to look to his side. He needs to nail this restart.
07's your lead car here. He'll tell everybody else when it's time to go.
Exactly, and Culver, he doesn't have to turn his head. He's got Ramsey right in front of him. So he knows that if he sees Ramsey make his start, he's got to nail it, and if he nails it, he can catch him.
But it's the same thing for the 03, Joey, on the outside. All you got to look is outside your driver's window. When you see that car start to go, you can go. The outside row 1 could probably get a better start than the inside of row 2, unless the 07 does a little hand wave outside the window saying, okay, here we go. And then the Culver will start pushing.
Lights out. We're getting ready to go here. Safety car pits. This is gonna be real interesting. Restart. Here we go. Oh, that's number 11, Constable.
Constable got high out of turn 2. He's gonna lose a ton of spots.
Morneau Jr. takes it. Oh, the leader spins out. Ramsey!
Culver got a piece of that.
Constable's in there. Everyone's in
McNichol.
there. Everyone's in there.
That looked like the parking lot at Walmart when we went to stage 2.
My goodness. That was Ramsey, the leader, in the mess. He was the first one to spin out.
Cars are still trying to... Constable is just clearing himself from turn 4, and he started in the 3rd row on that restart.
Boundy was in the mess as well. I think he was the last one to clear himself.
The leader's tangling here on lap 20 in this super stock feature. And Trevor Culver, the fastest qualifier, got some of that too, maybe in the right front.
And now you got to think, all of these cars got to have damage now, especially Culver. Culver's hood is dented to...
Andrew Ferrer in the 9 might have got a little piece of that too. Left front looks a little... and let's go to the replay here. This is happening between 3 and 4. There you see Morneau Jr., and he got tapped. It's Zardo. Did I tell you Zardo might be getting a little payback if he got back to the 07, Joey? That might have been the payback right there. Into turn 3, Zardo on the high side of Culver, hits the right rear, spins the leader around. There's Culver, damage on the right front, damage on the left front, and then you see more cars spinning. But yeah, we talked about that when we went to caution. Zardo maybe a little ticked off with the leader. If he got back to him, he might have got some payback, and that might have looked like it right there.
Culver got a lot of it. Constable might have got the worst of it.
Yeah, and that was after Constable hit the wall coming out of turn 2, and then got freight trained by about 6 cars down the backstretch.
Lights still on here as I'm sure the race director who we met earlier is trying to figure out, is there anyone we send to the back?
Well, here's the interesting part. I see the pace car, and I don't see Zardo.
Good call.
Zardo is just crossing the stripe right now, but the pace car is way over in turn 3.
And he's with Morneau Jr.
So who's the pace car picking up? He's got Ramsey, but we have Zardo, Morneau Jr., Dyson over here in turn 2, and the pace car is over here with the stripe, at the stripe with Ramsey in tow.
Who's that? He's with the 21 car.
So not quite sure what the order is here, but the pace car has Ramsey behind him, but the other cars battling with Ramsey are a full half a track behind with plenty of cars in between, so not quite sure what the lineup is here.
And on the scoreboard, it's blank. They don't know either. And I believe that's Matt Bentley, who's running number 12. He's currently sitting 2.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of cars that advanced positions because Some other cars were spinning. If they advanced those positions, Joey, before the caution flew, that's their spot.
We might have to take a look again, because I don't know how Matt Bentley came from, I think he was 14 all the way to 2.
Well, no, here we go. Now the 07 pulling over on the front stretch here. I don't know what's going on here, but we are waiting to see who the pace car is going to pick up.
Pace car is currently with Bentley.
Ramsey is going slow on the inside here, the front stretch, but the pace car's on the back.
Now you got to wonder, is that the pace car picking him up, or is that them sending him to the back?
Well, I don't know if he sent him to the back as a caution-involved vehicle, because he was spun. If anyone's going to the back, it's the 36. Constable into the pits, down to left front tire. He'll go in behind the wall. They'll see if they can fix that up and get it back on track.
I believe that's the 93, also back there, getting looked at. So Constable's going to pit.
So here we go. Now coming out of turn 2, the pace car is passing cars to get to the leader. The question is, who's the leader? And I think it might be the 36 of Zardo.
If Zardo comes out of this as the leader, that changes the entire race.
Well, I'm surprised if the 36 is going to be the leader, because he definitely caused that caution. If they're saying, they might be saying he did not do it intentionally. Maybe he was under braking. He got a piece of the 07. Who knows? But the pace car is picking up the 36, and it looks like Zardo is our leader.
Wow, so that accident... No, it's Morneau Jr. Morneau Jr. is being classed as the leader, which I think is the right call. I think when the car was spun out, I believe Morneau Jr. escaped all damage and was on the inside.
Well, Morneau Jr. is the correct leader because he was ahead of the 36 when the 36 made contact with Ramsey. Remember, Morneau Jr. was on the outside of row 1, so that is correct.
So Morneau Jr. in the lead. That's Zonta 2.
Here we go back to the replay. See if we can get correct positioning here. There's Morneau Jr. on the high side into turn 3. So he is the leader at the point of contact. So yeah, the 03 Morneau Jr. is the leader.
So that should
when Ramsey spun. So that's correct.
That should be 3:36.28 if I'm looking at that correctly, and then 1. Unless they say the 1 was ahead.
Well, the Culver's passing the 28 right now, so I believe you're correct. Culver's actually trying to go around Zardo for positioning, so it might be Culver.
Oh, I don't know if that's the right call.
That is on the board. On the board, it is Morneau Jr., Culver, Zardo, McNichol, and we're waiting to see who the 5th place car is under caution.
So their ruling is Culver was in number 2. That's interesting, because I would have swore it was Zardo from looking at that replay.
No, but when Zardo made contact with Ramsey, he slowed up on the high side, and Culver was on the inside row. So Culver must have got past Zardo when the caution flew.
From first glance, it didn't look like it, but obviously the race director's going to look at it over and over and over again. And if that's the call he made, that's the call. We're still waiting to see whose class is 15th. Or, sorry, 5th, not 15th. Although if you're looking for midfield, maybe you want to see who's 15th.
On the track right now, it looks like the 48 of Dwayne Baker's in 5th.
That is an interesting call, because I don't even know if he was in the mess.
We haven't, well, like I said, when cars are spinning, if you can pass cars before that caution flag flies, Joey, that's your spot. When that caution flag flies, the field is frozen, and they go to the scorer's tower to see who's where.
Now, what's interesting is the 28 car is still sitting 4th. On the scoreboard, it's 17.
Yeah, no, that's surprising. Here comes McNichol now down the inside. I don't know if he's trying to advance spots or whatnot. I believe they have radio communications with race control here, so they should be doing this a little bit faster.
We got the 48 up there as well. We got the 9 actually.
Here goes the 17. So
okay.
McNichol,
oh God! Oh my! That's real dangerous.
There? You know what happened there? What number car did he make contact with?
17.
17
Constable.
made contact with 17.
Wow.
So that comes over the race control. 17, we need you to move up to 5th. So 17 white thought it was him, pulled out in front of 17 black.
My goodness. That's got to be better.
Now both 17s come into the pits because of that, because they both have tires down. 17 McNichol has a right front, 17K has a left front. That's exactly what happened there.
How does that happen? Wow, and they've both got a pit now.
It might have been a very tiny comment by the race director, 17 moved to 5th, instead of saying 17K.
So that's what I was wondering about, because Garrett Temiersma, who is, I believe, the white 17, I didn't even pick him up in that crash. I thought he was further back. But, so Garrett Temiersma, I believe, is the 17 white.
Yeah, and Kenny McNichol is 17K.
So,
all right, so we re-rack them again.
I don't know.
Morneau Jr., Culver, Zardo, Dyson, and the 48, who we haven't talked about yet tonight until now, Dwayne Baker.
And Baker is probably the one who jumped the most, because I had him classed as 17.
Yeah, he advanced quite a bit.
So he just Lightning McQueen to the crash. He got around everything. So we're still figuring it out here.
And Ramsey marred way back.
Temiersma and McNair are coming out now, or McNichol.
26th. Ramsey is 26th on the track right now, so he was the biggest loser in that exchange for sure.
So McNichol and Temiersma rejoin the race. No major damage there. Thankfully, that was real close to being real trouble.
The field needs to pick up a little bit because the pace cars caught the back marker traffic as the white 17's back on the track. Oh, they must be giving him his spot back because he's waiting.
So Temiersma, as mentioned, 10. So before the accident, he was classed as 10 to McNair's 5. McNair, I keep calling that McNichol.
Kenny McNichol Jr. in the black 17 back on track as well. We'll see where they put him.
So the scoring had him as 5 before the accident, but that doesn't count positions won or lost in the accident itself.
So Temiersma is letting cars go by. In the white 17, McNichol Jr. is already at the back of the field.
And Buddha, who is also in the crash, is passing us right now.
As the sun continues to set over the tree horizon over turn 2 here on your Friday night.
And you got to be thinking, if you're Morneau Jr., what is happening right now? Because you're in the front, you want to go.
Yeah, what's happening right now is simple. They're trying to get the field sorted out, and it's not working. That's exactly what's going on. And then when you're trying to get cars to position themselves in different positions, and they're colliding with each other when they're trying to do it, that just adds to the delay.
And how much of this is first race jitters?
I don't know if it's much. This is racing. I think it is. I think Zardo was ticked off at Ramsey, plain and simple.
Less that, more the restart and the slow restart, as it were.
I can't read minds. I'm not 100% that he was ticked off enough to hit Ramsey in the right rear going into turn 3, but it sure kind of looks that way after the previous few laps when Ramsey pushed Zardo up the track in turn 4 and Zardo lost a ton of spots.
Intentional or otherwise, if that person has caused you damage earlier, you're going to be pushing real hard. And
here we go again, another replay of the same incident. There's the 36 getting into the right rear of the 07. And they had collided a few laps earlier where the 03 of Ramsey pushed Zardo up the track. So payback or not, the person who got the worst out of that was Ramsey. He's marked back in the 26th spot.
So the field is doubling up again.
Now you got the fastest qualifier outside the point right now in the one car of Trevor Culver.
And based off how he's moving right now, you want to say he's getting temperature back in his tires. I think he's ready to pull inside.
Well, let's remember that we can't forget the cones. The 03 has control of this field. The 03, the field goes when the 03 goes. It's that simple.
Lights out. Safety car going to pit this lap.
We've been stuck on 30 to go for a little while, Joey.
Morneau Jr. and Culver, two very aggressive drivers, and another aggressive driver in Zardo right behind him. It's live scoring still has.
How about the 6th car, Mike Weeds, who was involved in a second lap incident? He's inside the 4th row.
And here we go. It's Culver now. High side, Culver hits the wall.
No, almost. He didn't, I don't think, Joey.
They're side by each, going into turn 4. And that's Zardo. Zardo trying to make a play on the inside. There's 3 wide.
If you had a most aggressive driver of the night award, right now it's Zardo in the 36.
Zardo is racing like a man who has no fear.
Andrew Ferrara in the red number 9 up to 5th. Where did he come from?
Zardo with Ferrara right behind him. And Culver takes the lead back. Culver's got flames. He's keeping going. He's going to try and pinch out Morneau Jr. Going high. Culver trying to pull away.
Culver needs to clear him into the corner, and he does.
It smells like a campfire out here. Culver real high, but he's stripping away.
You put on most fuel in your campfire? Look at the fastest qualifier, stretching his legs, Joey. He wants to get out of there.
And Ferrara is coming up on the inside of Zardo. Zardo, Ferrara, Zardo pulls away and now he's fighting Morneau Jr. It's anybody's race now, an update from the back.
Zardo all over the back of Morneau Jr., the 0-3. Looks like he's holding up the rest of the field, and Culver's trying to get away.
And we mentioned earlier, Nick Ramsey, he's lost positions. He's behind Marley Owen now. Zardo trying to pull on the inside. Everyone's got flames now. Zardo, does he have it? Morneau Jr.'s got him on the straights, but he's got the inside. Can he keep it?
There's 2 guys that are loving this right now. Culver is loving what he sees in the rearview mirror. Andrew Ferrara is loving it in the 9 car because the 2nd and 3rd get together. Andrew's going to go right on by.
Morneau Jr. gets a little swirly with it. The back wheels come out. And that's music to Zardo's ears. He's looking to try and pull away. And Culver just enjoying it behind him as Ferrara now going side by side.
Ferrara wants to keep that inside line. He wants to keep Morneau on the outside.
And Ferrara pulls away.
Look at Mike Weeds, Joey. He was involved in a lap 2 incident. Now he's up to 5th.
Weeda. Recovery. Oh, Morneau Jr. almost takes him into the pit wall. That could have been real dangerous. Weeda trying to get inside Morneau Jr. falling away.
22 laps to go. Your top 5 across the screen, but Culver's getting away.
And that's the 28 now. Dyson coming up now. Dyson gets through Morneau Jr.
And the trouble on the Zardo. I think he's going to left front tire down.
Zardo is peeling away. He's got a big problem.
Will this bring out a caution? This is key. Culver does not want to see the yellow.
And the yellow's out. Oh, that's bad news for Culver.
Oh, he's not going to be too happy because Zardo, here's what happened. I don't know if you saw it. Zardo pulled off the track just before the caution came out. He was off the track, pulling into the interior pits, which we could have. Let's see if we can get that on replay. Here's the cut tire. Zardo on the inside of Morneau Jr. There you see a donut on the 0-3 from earlier. And it's
right there.
I don't know where he cut the left front because I didn't see the left front come out unless he was off the track a little bit. But yeah, he pulls over.
You see it right there. It's so off.
So he pulled off the track in turn 1 into the infield just before the caution flew. And Culver would have loved that caution not to come out. It was just bang, bang. Zardo pulls off the track, caution. That's unbelievable. If that caution would have waited half a second, we would have stayed green.
And you still can't really blame the race director either because you don't know that Zardo's going to pull into the interior pit there.
You're 100% correct. 100% correct.
And here's interesting, the 17 is pulling in again. That's like his 3rd stop today.
I'll tell you something. If we had the hard charger award for this feature, it's the 6th car of Mike Weed. once again, involved in an early lap incident. Now he's up to 4th. What a great recovery for the 6.
We have 2 people pitting during the yellow. That's Tiersma and Roy Wilkie. So
yeah, my apologies on that, folks. That's Mike Weeda.
So
W-E-E-D-A in the 6 car, now up to 5th.
And if you don't know what to look for the left front.
Here's the replay.
You can see
and
that.
We can't see the caution light, but we see the 36 pulling over, and it was a split second, to be honest with you, because I was watching him pull over when the caution light came on. Another half a second, we wouldn't be under caution right now.
So number 2 now is going to be classed as Ferreira. So that is Culver, Ferreira, Morneau Jr., Weeda, and I believe Ryan Dyson, who has inherited the 5th position. So as we deal with this yellow, we're going to go to break here. We'll be right back here on Rogers TV for more from Delaware Speedway. We'll be right back.
When an impaired driver killed my brother DJ, my life changed forever. Life has changed for all of us during the pandemic, and many people are turning to alcohol and drugs to cope. Even though most of us are staying home more, police across Ontario are seeing an alarming increase in impaired driving and the horrible devastation that goes with it. Now, more than ever, we need your commitment to never drive impaired and to encourage all of your family and friends to do the same. Together, we can save lives.
Rewind is here.
So I guess the question we have to ask ourselves today is, does Phil feel lucky?
Reconnect the dots.
Carly, listen to me. Harriet is Mrs. X.
Rediscover eyeballs.
You might want to put on a bathing suit, because you'll be channel surfing in no time.
And relive your dreams.
I feel like Madonna.
The throwback channel for the movie lover. Subscribe to Rewind. Movies worth watching. Again, Channel 332. Free preview on now.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway. We are back and live. The lights are out. We're about to start here.
Yeah, we just got some update on the 36 of Zardo, who had not a down tire, actually mechanical coming out of turn 4, and was actually shedding some small parts all the way down the front stretch, which had to be cleaned up.
So everyone at the front's bunched up. They're all raring to go. On the restart, 22 laps to go. Here we go.
Andrew Ferreira in the 9 car making a good charge up through the field.
Culver, he needs to sprint away quick. He had the lead by a lot, but now Ferreira's on him. Culver trying to pull away now. Ferreira behind him. Culver takes the good line coming out, and you see the 28 and the 6 fight now. Weeda's going to drop back.
Yeah, Dyson and Weeda side by side through 3 and 4 for 4th. That's a great battle.
Culver. Dyson. Now got a couple of people to deal with. Weeda's dropping back. The 48's on him. He's going to make a pass on the inside. Here comes the 48, trying to get through Weeda.
Ferreira in the 9 car doing a good job of trying to stay with Trevor Culver at the point.
Baker is going to make a play, and Weeda gets through. Baker gets through, sorry.
That's Stroh back there in the 73, trying to advance inside of Weeda.
Something's up with Weeda. He's lost a bunch of positions.
Well, he's on the high side. Oh, we got contact between 3 and 4. It's the 21. Looks like the 21 was purposely pushing him up the track. The 21 to 37. Now the 21's got, looks like a down tire right at the stripe here.
What on earth happened there? That was Marvin Freeberger involved.
Now looking for if we get a caution here. Here comes the front of the field. They're right into the corner.
The yellow flag comes out. And you kind of needed to do that. There wasn't a ton the 21 could do to avoid the field at the speed he was going.
That was Freeberger in the 37.
Yep.
And Owen in the 21, so two possible scenarios here. It looked like the 21 was pushing the 37 up the wall purposely, but if the 21 had a cut right side tire, he wouldn't have any other option but to go up the hill into the 37. So I think it might have been the latter.
And the problem is Freeberger, because that was outside of all our cameras. Freeberger doesn't care. He's mad. He's not happy.
Well, you're never happy when you lose positions because of an incident, whether it's on purpose or not, that's for sure.
So now, and Culver's can't be happy. That's what, the third yellow that's happened always in the lead?
Well, I think we're at the third or fourth caution. We've only raced 32 laps of this 50-lap feature. Ferrer was doing a good job in the 9 car of keeping the 1 car in close proximity.
All right, so now we're going into another yellow, and we will take a break here. We'll be right back here on Rogers TV with more at Delaware Speedway.
Monday.
That's that balancing, I think, that the sandwich generation finds themselves in.
Lisa Jaworski talks to the people who have lived experience, being in a variety of caregiving roles. Learning for love, lessons for life on Rogers TV.
Hi everyone, my name's Ranger M. I love to knowledge share, and that's just what I'm going to do with you. So come on, let's go learn with Ranger M.
COVID-19.
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 The pandemic impacts our everyday lives, and the ripple effects of COVID-19 seem to change on a daily basis. Rogers TV keeps you informed about how the pandemic hits close to home with live coverage of the Middlesex London Health Unit and the City of London media briefings. Keep up to date on the latest in London and Middlesex with updates from Dr. Chris Mackey and Mayor Ed Holder. Watch the latest COVID-19 media briefings live on Rogers TV Mondays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. And for more information, check rogerstv.com.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway. I'm Joey Langdon alongside Chris Soares. And Chris, what an eventful race it's been so far.
We've had everything. We've had excitement. We've had great passing. We've had possibly, unofficially, a little bit of payback. We don't know that for sure. But we've had some great chargers too. Mike Wheat in the 6 is charged up. He's inside row 4. Andrew Ferreira coming from at least halfway back at the start of this race. Outside row 1 as we get set to go to green flag with 18 to go.
Culver and Ferreira. Morneau Jr. in there as well. Gonna be a battle. Gonna be a sprint. Here we go. If you're on Culver's team, this has been a nice start, but Ferreira's right with you. Oh, Culver's smoking a bit out of that turn.
Yeah, front 2 single file, 2 abreast on back.
Everyone's all bunched up.
Andrews gets a good run between 1 and 2, as opposed to Culver kind of drifts up the hill in turn 2.
We got a 3 wide here, going for 4th. Big battle there, we're almost 4 wide.
Yeah, the benefactor was the 848 of Dwayne Baker. He was the benefactor there.
And Morneau Jr. avoids the calamity. And oh, that's Wheat who's loose.
I'm telling you, Ferreira might have something for the Culver machine. He's in his tire tracks. It's all about handling right now.
Culver's got some fire. Ferreira trying to go on Fuego here late.
Oh, Culver got a great run out of turn 2 on corner exit and distanced himself to about 4 car lengths.
Morneau Jr.'s got some time to make up. He's still got a podium spot, but he's got a lot of people who want it. Oh, we're yellow again. What happened? What happened? We're yellow again.
The 21, or is it? No, it's the 71 right in front of our broadcast position just before the start-finish line has spun around and facing the opposite direction.
And he's smoking too. His engine's smoking.
Might have been just trying to restart the engine. Spins it around. This should be a short caution.
We'll have to see if that was on our start-finish
We got the
cam.
07 on the backstretch into turn 3 is stopped and letting traffic go by.
So let's see here. Oh, we can kind of see it. I didn't really see if he just lost it or if he was bumped.
But he got restarted and spun out. Maybe Ramsey is the lucky dog and gets his lap back if he was down a lap. The lucky dog is if you are the first car a lap down and the caution flies, you get a lap back.
And that's Marley Owen, who's got to be screaming because Marley Owen thought they put him away.
Oh, there's a front end damage now on both sides of the 07 of Ramsey. Sheet metal flapping on the left front.
And Culver has got to be in his cockpit just absolutely fuming.
There you see a little bit of hood damage on the 07 of Ramsey. The left front doesn't look that bad. Let's see if he looks like he's going to pull into the pits here. He's going to pull in off the backstretch.
Got his fixable, or is he done for the day?
The 07's been busy, I'll tell you that. You can see the sheet metal buckled on the left front. Got some donuts on the right side of the machine. We'll see if he returns. He might be done.
Culver's had a night himself. Every time he sprints away. Every time he sprints away.
Well, not the last restart, Joey. Not the last restart, because the 9 of Ferreira kept him to about 3 to 4 car lengths. Right almost before caution, Trevor did get a great run on corner exit at turn 2 and extended him by about 3 or 4 car lengths. So later on towards that end of that green flag session, Culver got away a little bit. Yeah, you're right.
And like I said, every time he finally sprints away, we get a yellow. He's got to be absolutely fuming back there. And Ferreira, new life.
Yep, another chance for the 9 of Ferreira, another chance for the 03 of Morneau. Another chance for the 48 of Dwayne Baker. There's another hard charger. The 48 of Dwayne Baker's in 4th. How about the 73 of Nick Troback? He's up to 5th. And Mike Weida right there in 6th. The 6th car in 6th spot. And then you got David McCullough, a longtime regular here at the Delaware Half Mile. We haven't mentioned him yet tonight. And one of the fan favorites here, the 39 of David McCullough.
He's going to be fighting Weida on the reset as everyone doubles up once again. It's important for Culver. Do not lose faith and don't change your strategy. What you've been doing has been working. I mean, Culver's hope is that Morneau Jr. can come up and fight Ferreira, but not him.
Yeah, another key starter here is the 03 of Morneau Jr. If he can get on that back bumper Culver at the restart, he can keep Ferreira outside. Culver, Ferreira, Morneau Jr., Baker, Trobeck, Weida, McCullough, and Dyson. That's your top 8.
All of them have a shot. Absolutely anyone's race with this late caution.
Jason Barker will start inside the 5th row.
Lights
and
out.
Johnny Morrison rounds out the top 5. Or sorry, the top 10.
Lights out. Everyone's on their heels here. Safety car pits. Culver's got the inside. Morneau Jr. right behind him. Ferreira on his right. Here we go.
Great start for Culver. Wow.
This is, we talked about this. This is what he needs. If Morneau Jr. can fight, now's the time. Ferreira gets through Morneau Jr. Like butter. Top 3.
Yeah, McNichol hit the inside wall and kept trucking and made a pass 3 wide.
There's another incident here. The 39.
That's McCullough.
McCullough trying to make a move here. He's got Weida. McCullough's got Weida. Then he finishes it.
Oh, Weida! The 6th car of Weida rode the wall on a turn 2.
And Weida's tires smoking.
Still trucking though.
Sitting at a 25-degree angle and he's still moving. But that helps McCullough. Now McCullough's in the fight.
12 to go. And here comes Kenny McNichol Jr. to 17 into the top 10.
Culver Baker. Baker on Morneau, right on his bumper.
Andrew Ferreira is comfortable in second. Now he's got to get the trolley tracks of the Culver machine. The battle for third way back right now. Andrew's got to concentrate on where Trevor makes a mistake.
Wida now, he bumped as 6 and 17 had contact. Wida's slowing up now, he's in some trouble. This is where Wida had problems last time. Is he going to be passed by the 28? No, he fights him off. Buda behind them. In another fight, a lot of 2 wide. There's a 3 wide at the back as Culver starts to split away in front.
That's Qwick into 73. Sheet metal damage on the left front, but it shouldn't bother the car right now.
Battles all over the field right now. The only one not in the battles are former leaders.
Inside 10 laps to go. Kenny Mcnicol Jr. continues to make a charge. Now on the inside for 7th.
Culver switching away. Now the 17 car making a charge. He gets through.
Yeah, he's coming all right. Back of the field, probably 10 laps ago.
That's Mcnicol on Mccullough.
All Culver has to do now is hit his marks. Get in on corner entry. Get out on corner exit. Hit your marks, you'll stay in front.
Mcnicol rear-ended Mccullough, but Mccullough stayed firm. Mcnicol, he's going to take Mccullough into the wall. Other way around.
Great run there. Great run by Mccullough out of turn 2 and stretched it out on Mcnicol.
That's the 8 of Jason Parker up there with him now. Jason Parker is going to try and make a move on Mcnicol. 5 laps to go. Culver, Ferreira on the charge, but is he going to be able to make up that time in the amount of time we have left for the last podium spot? Morneau Jr. and Baker are battling. Baker, he really wants Morneau Jr. on the outside.
Oh, Mcnicol's going to turn Mccullough.
Mccullough
almost turned him in turn 1.
Oh,
and
he saves
McCullough's
it.
not going to like that. Kenny Mcnicol Jr., I'm going to bet is the fastest car in this track right now.
Mcnicol Jr., I think he had to think that Mccullough had spun out, but he's chasing him. And that's Parker. Parker rear ends Mccullough.
Leaders in the back marker traffic, passing former leader Ramsey.
Ferreira out of nowhere is close the gap.
Here's the key. They got 2 back marker traffics with 2 to go. They're not going to get to those cars. It's between them.
Culver's got to hope they slow down. Culver always loose a little.
Culver looks a little loose coming out of the corner. Ferreira, he's right there, Joey.
Make or break.
Right flag.
Ferreira, can he find it? He's got to put everything into it. Last turn. Culver. He's going to hold on. Get in there, Jason Culver. Close battles at the end there.
Culver, Ferreira, Morneau Jr., Baker, and Troback are top 5.
Can you believe Troback? Troback out of nowhere found himself in top 5.
Yeah, what a fantastic run by especially Baker and Troback coming from the back of the field. But Culver, Trevor Culver, the fastest qualifier, takes the feature. We have completed the feature after quite a few cautions here. Andrew Ferreira is 2nd, and Morneau Jr. rounds out the podium in 3rd.
I'll apologize right now. I definitely called him Jason Culver at the end there.
You did, but that's okay.
Trevor Culver, my apologies, but I'm sure you're happy with your night, taking home the top spot here in the Superstocks 50.
Trevor's going to come around and to victory lane. Brand new painted checker flag this year on the racetrack itself here at Delaware Speedway. Trevor's going to come around for the trophy presentation.
Ever winner. Quick Firestarter Super Stock Series.
We're not done yet. We got plenty more racing to come.
Absolutely. Culliver doing his burnout.
That was a great finish. I'd say maybe another 5 laps, and Andrew would have been right on him because he was gaining.
Ferreira definitely had the pace, but Culliver, great defensive drive at the end. He's been on offense all day.
Yep, absolutely.
But he's able to pull it out defensively at the end there, and as you see there, or in a second, you will see the final classification.
So the top 3 will come down to the stripe here. So Culliver, Ferreira, Morneau Jr. here is the top 3.
How about Morneau Jr.? All day,
yeah,
he's been running in the top. Everyone else fell off a little bit. Morneau Jr. from pole to flag has been in the top 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, gets ready to make his way out.
Or flag to flag. They say that too sometimes.
Get you to make some noise.
That's why you're here.
Let's hear ya.
So they're going to get Trevor to come out of the car there for a celebration. We've got plenty more racing. The late model set to go next for the Spectra Premium 100 here at Delaware Speedway. Thanks for joining us here on Rogers TV as nightfall happens here at the Delaware Half Mile for the racing season opener of 2021. We are so glad to be back.
Trevor, come on around and talk to us here. Come on, you two, Ryan. Trevor, come on around and talk to us here.
And the number 1 car finishes number 1.
And was the top qualifier as well.
And that's interesting because with the inversion rule, what it forces you to do is you can't just be the top car and sprint away. You've got to actually make some overtakes.
Yeah, and
there's a lot of firsts here tonight, and you're the first one to be here
in Victory Lane. What does it mean?
It means a lot. I tell you, there's a lot of people that support me. This track, right? This is where I grew up racing all my life. Always dreamed of racing here. I've raced here for years. This one's super special.
And I'll just give you a moment there, guys. He's pointing to Jared's name on the roof. Go for it.
Jared Dockstader, one of my best friends. He would be super proud to see the track like it is today. Big kudos to Luke Ramsey over there for all the heavy lifting and the good ideas. He's got a hell of a crew behind him too. All the new ownership group, got to thank them, but most of all, I got to thank the people that helped me get here. I got to thank the people that put this guy in victory lane. That starts with Inventory Express Lubricants, Carter Trucking, Hodgett's Custom Service, DK Equipment, Mr. Transmission, Wild Sprinting, Minuteman Press, New Vista and Ahmed Wakas, MJ's Roadhouse, Mark Kennedy Trucking, Outback Tire Shack, GNL Automotive, Melrose Garage, Culver Towing, Novus Glass, London Fix Auto, London Northwest, Hallmark Memorials. I'm probably forgetting a couple. I think I did a pretty good job of rhyming those off. So I got to thank all those guys for helping us get here. Qwick for sponsoring the series. And my crew. Couldn't be here without the crew, right? The car was on rails tonight, and that wasn't all because of me. There was a lot of people that helped us get this here to Victory Lane tonight, so I got to thank Alan Gold, Tanner Perry, Daryl Stanley, my mom, Sue Jones, my dad, my uncle, my stepdad, my fiance. There's about 4 or 5 guys from McCullough's I got to thank for all their help. The list goes on and on. My brother, anyone who believes in me and supports me. They see how much I want this, and they all do whatever they can to help me.
You paid him back tonight. Trevor Culliver gets it done, ladies and gentlemen. How about it? We'll move over here and talk to Andrew Ferreira.
An emotional interview from Trevor Culliver. Chris, any final thoughts from this one?
Well, yeah, Trevor, if you saw on the hood of that, or just above the passenger window of that car, it says Jared Dockstader. Jared, great friend of Trevor. Jared, a great friend of myself. Jared and I worked together here for about 9-10 years. Jared did some announcing at Grand Bend Speedway as well. Unfortunately, passed away almost 2 years now, very suddenly and unexpected. So definitely he's here with us, and he'd be proud of Trevor. As Trevor said, he'd be proud that racing was back. That's for sure.
Congratulations to Trevor Culliver and all his sport team. We'll be right back here on Rogers TV with another race coming up at Delaware Speedway.
Just once in a while, at parties and stuff. If that's what your kid says, they'll probably also tell you that it's not a big deal. But that's no reason not to talk about it. You could tell them that you think that's a good thing and that you're really happy they don't use it that often. Then ask them why. Maybe deep down they know it's bad. They just need your help realizing it. From there, it should be pretty easy to drop off the hint that their brain is still growing and that they shouldn't smoke pot. At least not until they're older.
Visit drugfreekidscanada.org for more tools to help start the conversation.
I want to make trouble. You in?
I do love trouble.
You have a bit of an extreme side. Yes, darling. And what fun that is. She stole my dogs.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway. What a race.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations to Trevor Culliver. Andrew Ferreira, a great run for second. Morneau Jr., a great run to finish off the podium. If that was an appetizer for tonight's racing, I can't wait to see the main course.
An appetizer for all season. We'll be here all season at Delaware Speedway. And as we mentioned, so we just had the Super Stocks. We're going to have to look on a little bit, but let's focus on the Super Stocks just a little bit more. The race we just finished. So as you see on screen, Trevor Culliver finished first. Andrew Ferreira in second. Ray Morneau Jr. in third. You want to talk about what happened today?
Well, there was a lot of caution, so a lot of drivers, especially if you're at the front, had to deal with the fact that you might have been getting off to a good start. You might have been in a rhythm around the half mile, and then a caution flag flies. So you got to re-rack them and pack them and start them again. So great job by Trevor to battle after the inversion. He was the top qualifier, inverted to start fifth. And came through the first four cars to get the lead. Andrew Ferreira, a great run. Dwayne Baker, Nick Troback finishing off the top five. They came from way back in that feature, so a great finish for them as well. One thing I wanted to mention with Trevor on the acceptance speech was he talked about the new ownership, and that's something we never talked about. The Delaware Speedway released about a month and a half ago under new ownership, and the reason why I got my notes out is I don't want to make a mistake here. The Delaware group, consisting of Walter Spivak, John Arts Group, United Racing Series, with Luke Ramsey and other gentlemen overseeing now the track. And that was announced about a month and a half ago. Russ Erlin stays on as managing operations. And now the thing about these guys is they've been in racing in some aspect for quite a long time. So what it says here is there's some major stuff being planned, whether it's major events, upgrades to the facility, and operations. So if you are a diehard visitor to Delaware Speedway, they are under new ownership right now, and it looks like there is good things to come for sure here at Delaware.
It looked like that was one of the cars they have running around here honking at us.
Yes, I think they do a parade lap for the emergency vehicles. They used to do that. I'm not quite sure if that's happening right now or not, but getting set for the late model feature, it's going to be fantastic. There are some big names. I'll give you one. St. Thomas, Ontario's DJ Kennington is in the field tonight. Not in his familiar 17. He's going to be driving the 28. Andrew Gressel's in the field. Matt Pritico's in the field. There's a who's who. Joey's going to take you through the lineup when we get set to go here, but this Spectra Premium 100 is going to be a fantastic race here to finish things off.
So as mentioned, a very familiar name in that group. We've got a NASCAR driver in the field.
Go ahead, tell us about it.
I would love you to tell me about it because I don't have the sheet in front of me like you do.
Well, I'm looking at the roster there, and I didn't even know that, to be honest with you.
I will get it.
We have to find that out. See what I tell you, folks, about him throwing me under the bus. It doesn't stop. When the sun falls, it continues on.
I mean, you just mentioned his name, DJ Kennington.
DJ Kennington. Yeah. Oh yeah, DJ. Not a cup driver. DJ did do some running in the truck series. He also did some running in the Xfinity series a few years back. But definitely, he's won multiple championships in the Penny series, which is coming to Delaware later this year. That's the top stock car series in Canada, the Penny series. DJ Kennington in the field in the 28 car tonight.
So as the late models take the field, we're going to take a quick look at all the mayhem that happened in the Superstock race. So why don't we just go through that real quick? So the first accident happened super early, but let's take a look at the main one that just reshuffled the entire field.
Yeah, that was with the leaders getting involved, and that was Ramsey getting spun by the 36. We think that might have been in a response to an earlier incident, but that pretty much set the sails for Ramsey. He ended up finishing mid-20s, I think 26th. Morneau Jr. took the lead at that particular moment and then went on to finish third behind Ferreira and Culver.
So as we're here, you probably hear it behind us. A, the wind has picked up. B, the late models have hit the track. We'll be right back with more from Rogers TV.
Excited to be the new host of LDN ONT TV. Join me and my guests as we discuss the topics trending here in London, Ontario. Tune in Thursdays at 6:30 only on Rogers TV.
Monday.
And I will admit that self-care is my biggest weakness.
Sometimes caring for others can take precedence over caring for our own well-being.
That's that balancing, I think, that the sandwich generation finds themselves in.
On Learning for Love, Lessons for Life, Lisa Jaworski talks to the people who have lived experience, being in a variety of caregiving roles.
And be the best we can be to take care of the ones we love the most.
Learning for Love, Lessons for Life on Rogers TV.
Back to Rogers TV at Delaware Speedway. It's our first race back, our first race as a team, so I apologize for a couple of times today. But we are about to have the late models, and this won't be the.
You don't know what happened when we went to break, folks. No, I'm just kidding. Nothing happened. You're doing fine.
That's why I got a hat on, because you bonked me on the head.
We're gonna get it. They're actually doing pretty good for the first night, but yeah.
So as mentioned, the late models we're going to see today, it's the APC late models, but we'll see other late models weekly.
Yeah, part of the weekly racing here at Delaware Speedway, super stocks, sometimes even modifieds, bone stocks, which I know you're looking forward to, the bone stock division, which I think maybe fifth year for that division, but yeah, they came in about 4 or 5 years ago, and they've been a fantastic division, but we're going to be covering the weekly series racing here at Delaware every Friday night except for 3. We will be here next week, July the 9th.
A couple local boys out here we got. Starting number 2, it looks like, is going to be Joe Lawrence, who I've had the pleasure of talking to, his brother Chris, who does run the Bone Stocks.
Yeah.
And that Lawrence family, very storied history here at Delaware.
Born and bred racing. We talked about it off the top of the show. The late, great Dave Lawrence, their dad, raced here, was well known. Actually, it's ironic because Dave Lawrence used to battle with Ray Morneau Sr., so
okay.
It's pretty ironic, yeah. But I watched Dave race for quite a few years here. I interviewed him quite a few times here. Obviously, we were sad to see him go, but yeah, the legacy with the boys continues here at Delaware Speedway.
One of the things Chris Lawrence told me last week when I got a chance to talk to him about this race tonight is he said, Joe never comes to a race not expecting to win.
That's the right attitude. You don't want to come to the racetrack. Hopefully we break the top 20. No, you want to come to the racetrack saying they got to beat me. That's the kind of attitude you need to come. If you want to be a successful race car driver, you need to come. Look at Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch, sometimes not a fan favorite or whatnot, and back a few years ago, a little arrogant and whatnot, but he came to the racetrack expecting to win every single day.
So we've mentioned NASCAR a bit. I talked to our producer Chris earlier, also named Chris. He referred to Delaware as smaller Bristol, and you probably see a lot of similar strategies.
Same size. One of the main differences is speed. 33 degree banking, if I'm not mistaken. If you ever gone to Bristol as a race fan, you need earplugs, because that roar from the track goes right up the stands. 160,000 people in Bristol, Tennessee. 33 degree banked turns. They're hardly off the accelerator, and they can carry more speed because of the banking. Here it's obviously not the same banking, exact same size track, but they're flying in Bristol with the Cup Series for sure.
Pace cars on the track. Sounds like we're about to get the engine started. We'll be right back here on Rogers TV, and we'll have the late model.
Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Mario Elia, and I'm the host of a new show here on Rogers TV that we're calling Keeping London Healthy with Dr. Mario. I'm a local family physician here in London, and I'm very excited to be working with Rogers TV on this new format, which will give us an opportunity to explore all sorts of topics related to medicine and health. So tune in Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. We'll see you then.
Back to Delaware Speedway. I'm Joy Langdon alongside Chris Soares as the cars take their first formation lap. That's Pete Shepard III in front, followed by Joe Lawrence, Brandon Watson, Matt Pritico, and Trayton Lapsevich are the first five. Any name in there jump out to you?
Yeah, if you're a regular to watch the late models, let's check out this field. How about these names? Matt Box, DJ Kennington, Trayton Lapsevich, Jake Sheridan, Darrell Lake coming up from the Superstocks in the 77. Andrew Gressel, J.R. Fitzpatrick, Rick Verburn, Dale Shaw. It's a who's who in late model racing for the Spectra Premium 100 here at Delaware Speedway, Joel.
It's going to be a fantastic race. Shepard and Lawrence getting some temperature in the tires. They're not even going full speed, and it's so loud here because these are the absolute top line you see local racing.
Yeah, it's loud right through our broadcast position. I can hardly hear you when you're talking. You see we got a nice little drone up there in turn 4 getting a sky view of these late models, but our camera position's top notch. We've had some great shots, some great replays tonight. Thanks to everybody in the truck and doing our cameras tonight for Rogers TV.
Huge shout out to our production crew. As I was mentioning earlier, all of our camera people, only one of them has ever covered racing before, and they've done a great job in their rookie race.
Absolutely, well done.
So let's go through the field real quick as we have a second here. Pete Shepard III, pole sitter, followed by Joe Lawrence, Brandon Watson in the number 9, Matt Pritico, who we talked about earlier, the not the defending champ, but the last full season champ.
Yeah.
Number 32, Trayton Lapsevich. Number 84, J.R. Fitzpatrick. Number 3, Shea Gemmel, former Rookie of the Year. Number 29, Ryan Kimball. Number 81, Andrew Gressel. Number 54, Dan Benedict. Number 52, Jake Sheridan. Number 18, Pat Friel. Number 28, DJ Kennington. Number 27, Matt Box. Number 83, Dale Shaw. Number 97, Tyler Divinanzo. Number 77, Darrell Lake. Number 4, Connor James. Number 10, Tom Gibbons. Number 17, Josh Stade. Number 79, James Horner. Number 88, Rick Verburn. number 1, Sean McGlynn, number 61, Dustin Jackson, number 4, Zach Sprung, and last in the field, number 69, Wally Wilson. So, a real packed field out here.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of late models. I think 28, if I'm not mistaken, or somewhere close to 30, that's for sure.
So this is, we were talking all day about car count.
28, I think, Joey, 28 late models, which is a fantastic field.
As they double up, we've been talking all day about car count. When you get into it, all these cars, does anything change? But like, you have basically the entire field covered in cars.
Yeah, absolutely. If these guys get strung out, this race will be over in a hurry. If they start battling, we could see some caution.
Lights still on, so we're going to get at least one more lap as they double up, and the back markers are actually having a bit of trouble. I noticed the number 1. He qualified fairly high, but he's at the back, so I wonder if something happened.
Yeah, Shane McGlynn, he might have had to make a quick change or something under an impound rule. If you have to make a change, if it's a must, you're going to the back of the field. Your starting spot gets forfeited.
So that helps Wally Wilson, who had a really, really tough qualifying, just couldn't find the setup for the car. Now he's not starting last, and maybe he can make a fight of it and climb up the field a little bit.
A couple of great names at the front. You got Pete Shepard the third. You got Joe Lawrence. You got the 9 of Brandon Watson on the inside of row number 2. This is going to be a great start. You got Pritico on the outside of row 2. A who's who of late model racing. These guys are going to go flat out for 100 here at the half mile.
100 laps.
And this is the wave lap now, because the drivers are now waving to the fans. This is the wave lap all the way through. As you can see, the hands out the driver windows. Thank you, fans, for coming back to the Speedway and coming back to racing. The drivers saying thank you as we get set to go green.
Lights out. Pace car is going to pit. You know that Shepard III and Lawrence are going to be battling at the start.
Yeah, Shepard has the control. He is the control car in the double deuce on the inside.
Pace car's in. The cars come around the corner. About to pass the cone. Here we go!
Lawrence having trouble on the high side, and DJ Kennington off the pace. Kennington just got hit by into turn 3 by the 54. Kennington might have a tire going down, Joey.
Kennington's having a lot of trouble. Lawrence also having a lot of trouble. Go back to 4th, finally finding his pace. But Shepard III trying to get away from the chaos behind him.
Yeah, Joe Lawrence had a bad start on the high side, lost a couple of spots early.
Falling back again. That's Pritico. We were talking about the Lawrence-Pritico rivalry. That's a battle early.
Brandon Watson to the lead. You're trying to get to the inside. He looks racy.
Watson and Shepard III battling. Lasovich is involved. Lasovich is the wild card in that fight.
Yeah, the front 3 trying to get away right now.
Shepard III. Wally Wilson is already having trouble. Wally Wilson is about to get lapped in his 3rd lap. All of them come around the corner. Shepard III. Now Watson with them. Watson trying to make a pass on the inside. Oh, it's close. But Shepard III stays first.
I'll tell you someone else who looks racy. That's the 21 of Pritico. He's come to the front.
Pritico, number 4, suddenly in the battle. That's also the number 3 of Shea Kimmel, former Rookie of the Year. Didn't have great luck last year. Now trying to get back into it. Whole lot of sparks coming off of Lasovich.
They're coming up on Connor James at the back end of this lead lap, and they might catch him at the turn. You never know.
Wally Wilson is going to be a big problem for a lot of these guys. Number 69, he's going to be lapped twice the first 5 laps. That's another guy you got to get around. Definitely third. With Watson. So real battle in front. Everybody's fastball Wilson again.
Watson all over Shepard the third. And Lapsevich looking for a spot as well.
You've also got Shane Gemmel involved. Joe Lawrence finally finding his pace. He's had a lot of trouble early, but finally he's involved. Gemmel trying to put some space between him and Lawrence, but the first four switching away from Gemmel. Gemmel and Lawrence got to make up some ground on the turns if they want to have a shot in this early battle.
You can put a blanket on that front five.
Shepard the third, still maintaining his lead, 10 laps in. But Watson has been all over him all night. He's going to try and make another play. No contact. Pretty clean.
There comes a point when you're content to sit in second and you want to go. And I think Brandon Watson wants to go.
Lapsevich is trying to keep Critical behind him. And Watson and Shepard the third are really happy with Lapsevich. Lapsevich doesn't have the pace right now. He's stopping Critical and Gemmel from joining the fight. Lawrence is splitting the field. As the 84 and the 81 start to fight, 81's going to go on the inside. Whole lot of trouble. As the front marker's got to deal with Wally Wilson again. The number 22 of Trevor the third. Oh, this could be a real chance here for Watson.
Shane Gamel's all over the back of the Pinnacle machine too. Now it's a battle with 5 cars.
This is a big chance here. Critico, it's a major break time for Critico, because Critico has to keep Gemmel behind him if he wants to stay in this fight for second. Gemmel losing a bit of pace on Critico.
This is good news for Joe Lawrence, because the longer those 5 battle, the better chance the 7-8 has to make it a 6-pack.
The gap between 6 and 7 is about a second. Lawrence is trying to keep Grayson and Sheridan behind them as long as possible so they can catch Gemmel. Sheridan's a little loose and Gemmel gets back.
Shepard, Watson, Lapsevich, Critical, Gemmel, your top 5 with 83 to go.
Critical. He's really fighting Gemmel. He's got some trouble though. Lapsevich. It doesn't have the pace of Watson and Shepard the third right now. And that lets Watson and Shepard the third sprint away from the rest of the top 5. Lawrence having some trouble, fell off a lot there. But still keeping a lot of distance between him and Gressel and Sheridan. Rocking back 7-8. Behind them, Benedict and Kennington. DJ Kennington running 10th right now.
Got a great battle right there. Andrew Gressel, Jake Sheridan. That's a battle for 7th through turns 1 and 2. The 54's in there as well. That's Danny Benedict. That's a great battle.
And DJ Kennington wants to be in there as well. He's a bit behind him. They're fighting for the here up front. Oh, we got a chance here.
The top 5's been split up a little bit because of that backbreaker traffic.
Exactly, and Critico has got to be screaming at himself. Because Lapsevich had some trouble clearing the backbreaker.
The leader's in a heavy traffic right now, going into turn 3. This could be a chance for Watson.
Watson, the number 9, trying to split through all the backmarkers. But Shepard the third trying to use it to his advantage. They go 3 wide with the backmarkers. Watson just desperately clawing his way to try and stay in this race. And Lapsevich is in it now. Lapsevich, Critico, and Gemmel. Gemmel gets through Critico. And Critico's going on with the backmarker traffic. Gemmel takes fourth. stay in that fight. He's closed a bit of gap between him and Watson, but not enough to make any sort of plays. Gemmell is starting to get a bit more away from Critico.
Hey, don't count out DJ Kennington. He fell back early. Now he's made a couple of passes. He's around Benedict to take another spot.
Kennington surging through the field. Beyond the top 5. We've got the gatekeeper Joe Lawrence back there, who isn't in any sort of fight for 5th, but has been really good at keeping just 7 cars behind him. The 81 now making a charge.
Yeah, Andrew Bressel's trying to lead for that second pack, and there's 2 separate packs right now of fast cars. Andrew Bresel in the 81 trying to lead that second pack forward.
Bresel, as Lawrence tries to sprint away, Lawrence is in an absolute race of his own right now.
There you saw Bresel getting loose on his turn 4. Maybe a little loose because that back end slid out from under him.
Jake Sheridan now trying to make a play on Bresel. DJ Kennington is in that fight.
Bresel and Sheridan out of turn 4 at the stripe with 72 to go.
72 laps to go, been pretty clean so far. Shepard and Watson still battling. That gap has closed.
They're trying to lose Pritico. Matt Pritico on the 21, a few car lengths back in that front 4.
Gemmell really needs a good lap here to put him away. Shepard the 3rd and Watson. Now Pritico. Lapsevich gets 3 of them. Lapsevich is sparking like crazy right now.
Yeah, the 81 of Gressel and the 52 of Sheridan, they're hooked up right now. It looks like they're working together because they're reeling in Lawrence for 6th.
Lawrence is losing ground the entire race. He's been 6th and comfortably 6th in either direction. But now Gressel and Sheridan maybe looking to slingshot up.
Heavy traffic. The leaders are going to hit the traffic in about another lap. This could be interesting.
Shepard the 3rd, this is his nightmare. He needs clean air to keep the rest of the field behind him.
That was James Horner in the 79. He's into the pit lane.
He might be done. Horner with a really slow stop, and he might be done.
There you see Gressel and Sheridan reeling in Lawrence. Battle for the lead.
Oh, out of nowhere. Watson takes the lead on the inside and send a fruit basket to Sean McGlynn, who slowed up. The back marker, Sean McGlynn, slowed up Shepard the 3rd and left the door open for
side
Watson.
by side.
Side by each here out of turn 3.
Here it is, Joey. Heavy traffic.
Watson. It's Shepard the 3rd. In the field.
You can put a blanket on the top 5. They're all together.
This could go anywhere. And Gemmell. Gemmell out of nowhere takes 3rd. Gemmell now has a real good shot. They're all together. Watson, Shepard the 3rd, and Lapsevich. No, that's Gemmell, not Lapsevich.
Shepard and Watson made contact on a turn 4 to go 3 right around the back marker traffic.
Gemmell now hitting some back markers. That's good news for Watson as Watson pulls away. Lapsevich is falling behind in the back marker traffic. Gemmell now. Gemmell with a chance to make a play on the back markers. Gemmell now on Shepard the 3rd. They're all in there. Jay Gemmell out of nowhere. Watson pulls away. Puts some distance in between him and
38 guards, 62 to go here.
Wally Wilson pulls off. He's done for the night. Looks like he took some damage.
Lap traffic playing huge here in this late model feature.
We talked all day about car count. This is what we were talking about. Kemmel now on the target and Shepard third. Watson trying to put a bit more leg in that race.
Here's that battle for sixth we were talking about.
In the back, Lawrence
is under siege from Gressel and Sheridan and DJ Kennington.
Lawrence, the defending champ, now defending sixth. Real fight there involving the 70 car and the 81. Joe Lawrence in the 78 is battling as hard as he can. Andrew Gressel's got the pace, but Lawrence is driving really defensively.
Yeah, now they're going to come into some back marker traffic, and that'll be interesting in itself.
Lawrence is going to play defense here. Gressel trying to ride the slipstream a little bit. And that's Sheridan and Kennington right in there. Alongside the back markers.
And the former leaders drop to fourth. Pete Shepard to third, now in fourth.
Kemmel and Lapkovich caught him. Lawrence with Gressel on the inside. Lawrence finds it again. Gressel gonna keep trying to pound that inside, but Lawrence able to defend really well and keep that hole clean.
Jake Sheridan needs to be careful. If he goes to the high side of Gressel, the 28 at Kennington's right there to pounce.
That's Lawrence still with Gressel right on him. And you know Gressel wants to pass the biggest championship contender, as you see Watson starting to pull away from the field.
Yeah, the leader, Brandon Watson, stretching his legs, but he now has a ton of traffic for 3 and 4. But he's got a full quarter lead on Lapsovich.
Looks like Lapsovich is taking second. Kemmel, where did Kemmel go? Kemmel's falling back. Except for the third, back to the third. Kemmel's going real slow right now.
He is. Shane Gemmell's off the pace in the 3 car.
And Lawrence is going to pass Kemmel. Lawrence is not fighting Kemmel. Oh, contact! Lawrence fights it out of the wall.
Kemmel had a tire going down, and he's still off the pace. A couple of leaders got by him.
Kemmel's having a lot of trouble as Lawrence and Sheridan pop into that 4, 5, 6. That's Sheridan who's got the leg on Lawrence. Kemmel going real slow. Kemmel's falling. What happened to Shea Kemmel? Kemmel's going to pit.
It's got to be a tire. The right rear is flat on the 3.
You see it there. Can't race with that. Doesn't have a battle for 5th. Lawrence trying to catch Sheridan, but has to deal with some back marker traffic there. Still trying to fight off Andrew Gressel. And DJ Kennington is into 6th. DJ Kennington from the back into 6th. Now he's charging. Kennington wants to catch Sheridan. We're halfway through. Watson with the lead. That's Watson there. Dealing with more back markers.
Halfway through, let's reset the field. Your leaders, Brandon Watson, Trayton Lapsovich in second, Pete Shepard in third, has dropped to third. Matt Critical in fourth. Then goes Sheridan, Kennington, Lawrence, Gressel, Fitzpatrick, and Benedict are your top 5 with 47 to go.
Benedict's going to be really happy with that.
Your top 10.
Where are we looking at? We're looking at Watson. Watson's still trying to maintain his lead, but with the traffic, that's opened the door for Lapsovich to step to third. Lapsovich is going to need to make a move now, but Shepard the third is right on him for second. 46 laps to go. We've had a pretty good race, only 2 retirements so far. Look over here. We got a battle.
That's Kennington and Sheridan.
Kennington and Sheridan coming up here on. TJ Kennington, we talked about him earlier as one of the big favorites.
Yeah, he's really slow, but he's made a good charge.
The 4 and 27 having some issues here. That back marker traffic is really having trouble, and that allows Watson to sprint away. Lapsevich in a lot of traffic, and that opens the door for Shepard the third. Critico, I don't believe is in that.
From Sheridan on back, what they want now is a caution. They want the field to bunch up again.
Joe Lawrence has dropped down to 9th behind J.R. Fitzpatrick. We're looking now at Jake Sheridan, who has struck to 5th, but is under pressure from TJ Kennington. At the front now. Sheridan, Kennington, and Gressel all fighting. Sheridan with Kennington right on him.
Brandon Watson now out to half a straightaway lead.
Kennington really fighting with Sheridan. Kennington and Sheridan. Sheridan really driving defensively right now. He does not even have Critico on his mind. All he's focusing about is keeping Kennington behind him. Sheridan slowing up a bit. That opens the door a bit for Andrew Gressel, who has joined that fight. Now tries to go outside. Oh, Kennington's a little wobbly. Jake Devil still having some trouble, but has gotten in front of Joe Lawrence after the pit stop.
J.R. Fitzpatrick in that 84, he wants a part of this party as well.
That's going to be really trouble for Sheridan. Sheridan's got 4 people fighting him. But now the field thins out a bit. Now it's just Kennington. And Kennington's listed as 5th now. Watson, Lapsevich, Shepard the third, Sheridan, and Kennington. Up front, Watson. Still dealing with some back markers. Lapsevich and Shepard the third now are going to fight.
You know what's going to be very interesting is eventually Brandon Watson is going to catch some back marker traffic that's in the top 10. So that'll be even tougher to pass. It could be very interesting in about 10-15 laps.
Lapsevich and Shepard the third are fighting for P2 right now. As a couple of back markers go side by each behind. And another thing that's called for Watson is if the back markers are fighting each other, then he's got to deal with a fight that he wants no part of. Lapsevich and Shepard still fighting each other. It looks like Kennington trying to get free as well.
Watson's got about a straightaway lead on second. And BJ Kennington up by Sheridan. Here comes the St. Thomas driver. He's up to 4th.
Shepard the third's trying to make a move now. Shepard the third and Lapsevich takes care of that.
Andrew Gressel came along with the Kennington. Sheridan's dropped a couple spots.
Number 4 car's going to pit. Number 10 is also pitted.
Here we go. The leaders in the traffic again.
This is great news for Lapsevich and Shepard the third. Will they know? Don't fight each other. We have a chance of catching first. Yes, second is better than third, but you know what's better than both is first. And they have a chance right here to catch Watson if they're smart about it. If not, if they want to keep fighting each other, that's great. But they got to do it now.
30 laps to go here in this 100-lap feature.
Pretty clean race so far, thankfully, because Lapsevich and Shepard the third have been locking horns for the last 20 laps, it seems. car comes off the 21.
The leader, Brandon Watson, is west of the straightaway from Benedict and Joe Lawrence. They will be tough to pass.
Lawrence in danger of being lapped here, needs to get some pace into that car if they want to have a fight.
Andrew Gressel getting by Kennington. That's the battle for fifth. Fourth, thank you. Oh,
And there goes Kennington.
It's Darrell Lake into the outside wall in the 77.
This is going to be really interesting because Kennington just sprinted away from Gressel.
Absolutely, you are correct. Good call on that. I'm not quite sure. Maybe we'll get a replay on that. The 81 and the 28, both in the area. 77 of Lake was a back marker, so we'll see if we can pick that up. With 27 to go, we're under caution. It's the first caution in this 100-lap feature.
So Spinella at the back there. Didn't see what happened. That was the 77, as you mentioned.
Let's go to the replay here, Joey, see if we can pick things up. This is coming into turn one. There's the 77 of Lake. You got Gressel in the 81, Kennington in the 28. Gressel tries to get inside. He's got him in the corner panel. Now a little bit of contact. Lake tries to come down, and Gressel did not budge, and the 28 got by. So Darrell tried to come down on Andrew, did not want the pass to occur. Andrew wasn't going anywhere.
Now, since Kennington and Gressel were so close, it's going to be really interesting where they spot him.
It's at the time of caution. Wherever
so it
the
has
28,
to be Kennington.
Wherever the 28 and 81 were at the time of caution, that should be the positioning.
So in that chaos, we missed, I believe, the number 10 car of Tom Gibbons retired.
Darrell Lake in on pit road for adjustments. The crew not really working. They are going to check the left rear, obviously, on that 77 to see if there's any sheet metal damage, maybe a tire rub, and maybe and Shea Gemmell back in the pit lane as well. In the 3-car, Matt Pritico also in the pit lane. He's been a top 5 car for the entire feature thus far. They're going to go to work on left side tires, looking at the left rear
Shea
on
Gemmell
the 21.
Well. Shea Gemmell as well is coming to the pit lane.
Yes, I mentioned that as well. Shea Gemmell, along with the Darrell Lake and Pritico, all on pit lane.
So let's take another look here, see if we can just confirm that Kennington was ahead at time of caution. That seemed as much.
Well, we're not going to be able to find the time of caution, but we can find the contact. And he watched the 77 try and come down here on the 81, try and get in front of him. The 81 won't budge, and the 28 would have been clearly by the 81 before the 77 was into its full spin. I would put 28 ahead of 81 on the restart. That's a great shot there. Look at the brake rotors. That's another thing the cars have to manage is their brakes here at Delaware Speedway. Hard on the binders in the corners 1 and 3.
So if we are correct, and it should be Kennington ahead, the scoreboard in-house is not updated, and it still has 81 ahead.
They're probably checking it out just to make sure, like we just did. I'd put DJ ahead of Andrew for 4th if I was a scorer, just based on the time of caution. Unless they go to the previous lap completed. That's the other aspect. Sometimes, when I used to work here, a lot of it was to the previous completed lap. So that would put 81 ahead of the 28.
And you know who's licking his lips right now is Trayton Lapsevich. He was dead in the water for that first place spot.
A lot more than Lapsevich for sure. Shepard the third's back in business. So you have the Kennington, Gressel, Sheridan, J.R. Fitzpatrick, all back in business, Joey.
It's going to be a really tough sprint to the finish. We'll be right back here on Rogers TV to see the conclusion of it.
Virtual episodes, touring backyards, neighbor versus neighbor, husband versus wife, competitions. We did a little bit of everything this year on Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff, Thursdays at 7:30.
Hi, I'm Dan Mailer. I'm the host of London Lights, the show where we talk about notable Londoners who have made a big mark, big impact on the world of music, entertainment, sports, politics.
One of the most iconic fighters in mixed martial arts history.
He wants to regain his position at the top of the heap.
For the orders, people, Dustin Poirier!
He really
does want to be nothing but the best.
He has beat world champions. He's here to get his hand raised.
The hottest ticket in UFC history.
The king is back. Let's go.
Welcome back to Rogers TV. I'm Dwayne Baker alongside Chris Soares. We're about to get started here on the reset. And we noticed just as we were about to get going, Joe Lawrence has been a top 10 contender all night. Pulled into the pits during the caution, so they'll be starting from the back.
Yeah, it looked like some adjustments on the left side of the 78. Gave up position to come down pit road for adjustments. The 21 and Matt Pritico, they've had the left side of that car jacked up for the entire caution period. Looking at the left rear of that 21. Darrell Lake came in after that incident to get adjustments and to check the sheet metal on the left rear as well after that contact with Gressel. He's back out on the track. And Shea Gemmel came in for his second visit to pit road. He has returned to the track as well. 72 done, 28 to go here in this Spectre Premium 100 from Delaware Speedway.
So what we were pointing out just before we went to break is Watson had sprinted away from the rest of the field. Now you've got Trayton Lapsovich, you got Pete Shepard III, you got Andrew Gressel, you got DJ Kennedy, you got Jake Sheridan, you got Jared Fitzpatrick, you got Dan Benedict. Any of those guys can make a play here at first.
Oh, absolutely. You re-rack them, you stack them and pack them. Here we go with the 28 to go, and they're two abreast. You got, remember, the 9 is the control car, though. When he goes, everybody can go. And I'm telling you, a good opportunity for Shepard III, because he'll be on the inside of row 2. If he can stay on the bumper of Watson, he can maybe get by Lapsovich in the 32 as well. We would also have Gressel would be on the outside of row 2. DJ Kennington would be the third row inside. He can make some moves as well if he stays on the bumper of the car in front of him to advance on that inside preferred groove.
And going over the stats real quick, just before we get started here, I can't help but notice that Trayton Lapsovich's best lap, lap 8. Pete Shepard III's best lap, lap 12. Brandon Watson's best lap, 18. These guys have been running into back markers for a while. They haven't been running at full capacity for a long while.
Yeah, because of the back marker traffic. When you have open track, you're obviously going to be faster, for sure.
Exactly, and that's what Watson has. That's what these guys have. They have an open track ahead of them to really do some damage here.
Yeah, and that's
metaphorically, hopefully.
Yeah, another key for Lapsovich, Shepard III, Gressel, maybe even Kennington. Stay with the front as long as you can. There's 28 to go. Can the leader catch back marker traffic in 28 laps? There's a good chance he can. You need to be as close to the leader as you possibly can by the time you get to back marker traffic to have a shot.
Something I just noticed, Lawrence actually didn't give up position. They gave him 10th back.
Okay, so maybe they're not losing spots under caution, because the caution laps don't count towards the total laps, so probably you're okay to come in and do whatever you need to. Makes sense.
So that's interesting, because Joe Lawrence had been struggling the entire first half of the race, finally found some pace later, but it seemed too late. Now suddenly the defending champ is in the lead lap.
Yeah, well, he was going to be in the lead lap no matter what, even if he got put to the back of the field, because he pitted under the lead lap under caution, but he got his spot back, which is key.
Exactly. And now he doesn't have this, say, 10-second advantage that Watson had. Now it's definitely doable for anyone in the top 10.
And if he got the right adjustments, look out, the 78 could be coming.
They're going to double up. The lights are still on. So there will be at least one more lap under caution as we see some fireworks going on in the background here.
Yes, looks like over the community of Delaware, which we are about probably 4 minutes of a drive away.
So
don't forget, we'll be back on Delaware Speedway Racing from Rogers TV a week from tonight, July the 9th. For the season opener of the Speedway's weekly series. That should be fun.
Lights are out. Safety car is going to come in. And we have a 28-lap sprint for the first win of this season.
Yeah, for this series, this touring series, it's the first event.
Safety car's in. Lights out. Here we go.
Sheridan got to the inside in front of Kennington on the restart.
Shepard the third.
Great move by Sheridan into 52.
Lapsevich takes the lead. Shepard the third's in there as well, and I can't see who the other car is. I believe that's Gressel.
I'm telling you, that is an impressive move by the 32 of Lapsevich. Starting on the outside and staying there and making it stick to grab the lead.
Lapsevich now trying to sprint away from Watson. Watson has sprinted away from Gressel, and Gressel has come into third place. Shepard the third has dropped to fourth, and Sheridan is in fifth, but he's got Kennington all over him. And also Dan Benedict. Dan Benedict has jumped from 8 to 6 on the restart.
Brandon Watson does not want to let Lapsevich get away. It's 3 wide on the backstretch. Kennington had a little peek and tucks back in behind Fitzpatrick.
Lapsevich lost a bit of pace there. Watson's with him. Gressel in third. Shepard the third. Watson. Now we got some smoke coming out of Sheridan's car. And Dan Benedict out of nowhere is on the charge. Lapsevich leads lap 76. It's going to be really close. They're coming in late.
Andrew Gressel doing his part to try and bridge that gap from Shepard to Watson.
Benedict's falling back. Dale Shaw into HM car. Dale Shaw lost today, but he's on the charge. The 83 of Dale Shaw now making a move.
Lapsevich, Watson, Gressel, Shepard the third, Sheridan, your top 5. 22 to go next time by.
Lapsevich and Watson in a dogfight. Sheridan trying to keep JR Fitzpatrick. Oh, Sheridan saved it. He lost himself a bit. That opens the door for JR Fitzpatrick if he can capitalize. Really close here at the front. Lapsevich, Watson. Lapsevich holds for now. He needs a good turn out of here. Watson really struggling to get past Lapsevich. 20 laps to go. Watson on the inside. Lapsevich. Watson's going to make a move. Lapsevich holds for it now, but he's got the inside. Watson gets through. Watson sprints away now.
New leader, Brandon Watson, 20 to go.
Watson, Lapsevich. Lapsevich is losing pace, and now he's under pressure from Gressel.
Shepard in third, all over Gressel for third spot. The front 4. Second, third, and fourth trying to keep Watson in tow.
That's very quickly becoming a fight for second. The 77 has come off. That was involved in the accident earlier.
Darrell Lake.
Watson now hitting the first of the back markers. Go high. Losing some pace. Now Gressel's on him.
We got 2 distinct packs, the top 4, and then you got Sheridan leading the second pack with Fitzpatrick, and you got Kennington, and you got the 88 of Verburn.
A lot of cars are really struggling with turn 1. Every turn for everyone has been solid except for turn 1. They're having a lot of trouble with turn 1. Watson has the lead. Lapsevich is losing a lot of pace to Gressel.
Gressel's caught Lapsevich. He cannot afford to be behind Lapsevich too long as the laps tick away.
Watson has finally extending his lead back where it was. Lapsevich and Gressel really fighting Shepard the third, hoping to pick the bones. Behind him, Fitzpatrick is now in the 5th. Sheridan has fallen all the way down to 9. And that's Sheridan. Sheridan going slow. Sheridan's lost it.
Jake Sheridan, look out, he's going back up the track. He had to save it there. He's going to come into pit road on the turn 3 entrance.
14 laps to go.
Battle for third. Shepard inside of Gressel.
Shepard finally making a move on Gressel. Lapsevich is able to spin away. Shepard third. Gressel's not giving it up. Gressel coming on the outside. Shepard the third able to get away. Watson extends his lead. And that 77 car's got to scare Shepard the third.
Yeah, we got a new fifth place driver. Kennington's gotten by Fitzpatrick for fifth.
Dale Shaw in there as well. Dale Shaw has been silently climbing all day.
Watson, Lapsevich, Shepard, Crystal, Kennington, your top 5, 10 to go next time by.
10 to go. Watson still struggling. Sorry, Lapsevich still struggling to maintain his lead. Oh, we got Smith. He saves it. Lapsevich and Shepard the third had contact. And Shepard the third's going to go to the inside.
Battle for second.
Lapsevich and Shepard. Gressel trying to pick bones.
Yeah, Gressel looking for a mistake.
Gressel gets by Lapsevich. Shepard the third takes second. Gressel now. As Shepard the third tries to sprint away. Gressel now all over Shepard the third. Lapsevich is losing it. Lapsevich is suddenly on pressure with Kennington.
Oh, Shepard made a mistake on a turn 4. Gressel to the inside.
Gressel on the inside. There's contact and he gets through. Lapsevich still in the fight, and now Kennington's in the fight.
Yeah, Kennington might be just the fastest car in the Speedway right now, Joey.
Dale Shaw now getting involved. Oh, we have a yellow, and it's the 27, I think. I didn't see which car. I believe that's the 27 of Matt Box.
No, it's the 92, sir. 97, I believe.
Talk about an unknown here on this restart because
let's see. That's, I believe, Tyler Divincenzo.
Yes, 97D, Tyler Divincenzo.
And that...
Sorry, Divincenzo. There we go, Divincenzo.
And do you know where that leaves us? A 9-lap sprint with Brandon Watson, Pete Shepard III, Andrew Gressel, Trey Lapsevich, and DJ Kennington.
Yeah, check DJ's last lap speed compared to the leader for me.
I don't have that, but I do have...
Yeah, that right there, last lap.
Last lap, sorry.
19.03, and the leader was 19.41. DJ, for the last few laps, I thought, because he was catching them, he was the fastest car on that track.
I think we really got to start looking at Dale Shaw. Dale Shaw ran a 19.1 last lap, and he has been slowly climbing all race. Dale Shaw, the number 83, I think has an outside chance to make a move here.
I think he's too far back, Joey, to be honest with you. I think he's too far back with only 9 to go. It's tough to pass here, especially if you're on the outside. You got the likes of Kennington, Lapsevich up front, Watson, Shepard, Gressel. It's an outside shot. It'll be tough, though. He has been fast, that's for sure.
So the top 10 right now, Brandon Watson, Pete Shepard III, Andrew Gressel, Trayton Lapsevich, DJ Kennington, Dale Shaw, J.R. Fitzpatrick, Joe Lawrence, Dan Benedict, and Ryan Kimball. Ryan Kimball, another name we talked about a bit earlier, and he's gotten up into the top 10 now.
Yeah, and Shaw's going to be starting on the outside of Kennington in row number 4, so that's an outside restart, which will be tough. Kennington will have J.R. Fitzpatrick right behind him on the restart.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break here before the final sprint right here on Rogers TV from Delaware Speedway.
Wednesday.
we're all biological creatures and we can all become addicted for various reasons, right? It doesn't matter what you look like.
Join addictions counselor Dean Anderson for Invisible, Breaking Through the Stigma of Addiction on Rogers TV.
Fun, casual, intimate, and personal chats with artists and creative folks in the LGBTQ plus community and friends, all on Season 7 of On the Couch.
Hi, I'm Dan Naylor. I'm the host of London Lights, the show where we talk about notable Londoners who have made a big mark, big impact on the world of music, entertainment, sports, politics. Today our guest is Jonathan Hollow, Yuri Poole of the McCartney years, the one and only Jim Chapman, Peter Brennan of Jeans and Classics fame, London Lights, Thursday at 8:30.
Welcome back to Rogers TV. I'm Joey Langdon alongside Chris Soares. And Chris, we have a sprint coming up, don't we?
Oh yeah, this is exciting stuff. If you're a late model fan for years, you know almost all of these guys, especially the ones at the front. Watson's at the point. You're gonna have Shepard the third on his high side in row 1, Gressel inside row 2, alongside Lapsevich. DJ Kennington, who was the fastest car in that last green flag session, he'll start inside row 3. Dale Shaw outside of Kennington, then Fitzpatrick in the 84. It's going to be a shootout with 9 to go.
Brandon Watson, Pete Shepard III, Andrew Gressel, Trayton Lapsevich are your front row. Lights are still on, so we're going to get one more lap under caution. So Watson. Here's the thing with Watson, is he's got to change how he's been driving, because now he's got to defend like crazy, aside from just weaving through back markers.
Yeah, but the thing was, that 9 car is so strong. Joey, you saw when he got by Shepard for the lead in that last stint, he pulled away. He times it. He's going to time his restart to get away from the 22, and he's going to pull away because he's got nothing in front of him but clear track.
Speaking of good starts, we can't count out Trayton Lapsevich sitting in 4th. He had an amazing start last time, and if he can recreate that from the outside instead of the inside, then he's got a real good shot here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my apologies. It was Lapsevich that Watson passed you right after that great move on the outside to stick to it and make that pass.
Still under caution right now.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why. The track seems clear.
DJ Kennington also, like, not experience-wise, but just like he's had the highest level of experience lately. And DJ Kennington, you really got to look at as a guy in this restart.
Plus, he was the fastest car before we went to caution, so the 28 in black, that car must have come to him in the last 10, 15 laps, because we saw the lap times. He has been the fastest car, but that was on a long run. How's the 28 on a short run? 9 laps to be exact. We're about to find out.
It's a real drag race right at the end.
So we have some stuff going on here at pit road that I'm not quite sure what's going on. The flagman communicating with some pit road employees.
I believe what happened is Divinenzo, who caused the yellow flag, was running 10 that entire time. And now they got to bring him up at the back.
No, something's going on. I think there's some debris here in the front stretch. Got one of the workers is being pointed to some debris, I believe, just shy of the restart cone.
So right at the front, it looks like someone's going to hop on the track right now and try and clear everything out during the caution lap. And yeah, there it is right there. Watson's going to be coming around right now.
So I'm going to assume we're going to double up next time by, and then we're going to go racing with 9 to go.
I see the flags out, so it looks like we are doubling up. We'll have one more lap under caution, and then we'll get after it. Races get queued up.
All right, let's send the field for you before they go to green. Watson in first. Then you got Shepard the third. Inside row 2, Gressel. Outside Lapsevich. Inside row 3 is Kennington. On his high sides, Dale Shaw. And then you got J.R. Fitzpatrick on the inside of row number 5. I can't get the number on the high side.
Joe Lawrence.
It is Joe Lawrence rounding out the top 10 as we go back to green with 1 to go coming next time by.
I believe that was the top 8, and then you have Dan Benedict and Ryan Kimball running 9-10. Lights out. Last caution lap here. Hopefully last caution lap of the night.
Shepard needs to time that Watson start. He cannot go ahead of Brandon after the cone. Brandon needs to start this race, but Shepard needs to stick with him, and Gressel's in a great spot too. If Gressel can time this start, he can get to the inside of Shepard by turn number 1.
Safety car in. Round the corner. Here we go.
Oh, Lapsevich went high. Kennington's going to bounce.
Kennington up to fourth. That's Gressel. Gressel coming inside of Shepard the third. Gressel pushes Shepard the third up high. They're still side by each. Gressel gets free.
And then Shepard's loose as well, and here comes Kennington.
Kenny takes third.
I'm telling you, Joey, the 28's the fastest car in this track right now.
That's J.R. Fitzpatrick. J.R. Fitzpatrick is now up on Shepard.
He's not going to have enough time with 7 to go, I don't think so. As Fitzpatrick up to fourth.
Shepard's falling off, now he's on a trouble by Dale Shaw.
Verburn is slow on the high side in the 88. He'll continue on though.
Watson now stretching his legs. Andrew Gressel running second after running 5 all day.
J.R. Fitzpatrick in the 84s looked like he's got another gear.
And that's Shaw. Shaw is going side by each with Shepard the third. Oh, contact. Lasovich rear-ended Shaw. 5 laps to go. Gressel trying to make a move now, but he's got probably too much space. 3 wide. Lasovich gets the worst of it. Dale Shaw gets into 6th. No, it's coming to the again. They're fighting for it.
Andrew Gressel needs 4 perfect laps to try and get to the leader.
That's Dale Shaw up in the 5th. Lasovich and Shepard the third still fighting with it. And Dan Benedict as well. Shepard the third just barely able to hit him on the 5th. There is 4 real boxed up there. And then I believe that's Kimball and Lawrence behind him. 2 laps to go. I think Watson's got enough room. Gressel now, he might have the first connection of fighting off Kennington and Fitzpatrick. Watson! He's gonna pass Shane Kimball as Kimball pulls into the pits. Kimball's next on. Watson! 1 lap to go, you see a white flag.
The only battle in the top 4 is for second. Kennington trying to get it from Gressel.
Watson coming around. Brandon Watson is your winner tonight. That's Watson, Gressel, Kennington, Fitzpatrick, and Dale Shaw. As the fireworks go off here at Delaware Speedway.
That's going to do it. Brandon Watson, as the fireworks light up the sky over turn number 2. Brandon Watson takes the Spectra Premium 100 to open up the season for the APC Series. And fireworks on July 2nd. Great way to finish off the night, because we had some fireworks tonight as well, Joey.
Absolutely, all night. The Superstock Series was filled with incidences. This one was just filled with great racing.
Absolutely, Brandon Watson showing some good power, and kudos to Gressel, Kennington, Fitzpatrick, who came through the pack to get on the inside the top 5. Gressel and Kennington rounding out the podium.
And shout out to Dale Shaw. We mentioned we thought he was too far to make any noise. He does get into 5th. He was running 10th, 11th all night. Right at the end, he's able to make a charge and get 5th. So he rounds at the top 5. J.R. Fitzpatrick in 4th.
Here comes Watson around to stop at Victory Lane for the post-race ceremonies with the checkered flag out the window.
We got the podium finishers there. Watson, Gressel, and Kennington. How about Gressel, by the way? All night is running 6th and 5th. He was fighting Joe Lawrence for what seemed like 50 laps.
Yeah, Gressel, Fitzpatrick, Kennington coming up through the field. Gressel got shuffled back midway through that feature. Yeah, they did a great job to come up and finish inside the top 5 for sure, along with Dale Shaw. Well, a great treat here for the fans at Delaware Speedway. Obviously, yesterday there were no
Canada Day celebrations with fireworks in and around the area. A great celebration of fireworks right now after a couple of great features to open up the season here at Delaware Speedway, and the fans being treated to a great fireworks show.
What a welcome home gift for the fans here. First time back in a year. What a welcome home gift for us at Rogers TV. First time in 20 years we've been here, and we get just an absolute masterclass of a performance.
Absolutely. The last time we broadcasted a race here, what were you, 2?
I don't know if I was born.
You probably were. I think you were 2.
Absolutely fantastic.
Waiting for Brandon to get out of the car now is getting unbuckled to celebrate his 100-lap feature win tonight. Don't forget, we'll be back with Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV a week from tonight, July the 9th, for the season opener of Delaware's weekly series happening right here at the Half Mile next Friday.
Looking at over the timing sheet, someone who also has to be happy with what they did today is number 1, Sean McGlynn, finished 12th. He was running 20th for a while. He was able to charge up to 12th. I don't know how we didn't see that.
There you see the fireworks display. That's just happening over turn 2 right now.
How about it?
And here comes Brandon Watson out of the car to celebrate his win in victory lane as the crowd cheers for the winner in the 9 car.
What a night for him. So we'll take you down at the track to hear from the man himself at the podium. Brandon Watson is your winner.
He will get his Epic Race for G-Force mask on and come on over and have a word with us. He'll also get the Victory Lane stickers to put on the car. Come on, Brandon. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. How about a hand for your feature winner once more, Brandon Watson? Brandon, let's talk about that race. You know, you hung around for 90, but in those last 10, you just gapped them. Were you playing games today? Did you have more of the entire race and we're just waiting for those final 10? What's the story here on this number 9 car?
Well, we definitely had a good short to mid-range car there. In the long runs, we got a bit loose, but we're able to have a bit of a gap there to save our stuff as much as we can. Those restarts really got us. We were quite tight for the first couple laps. So after that, though, the car came in really good. So we were lucky to have a good run with lap switch there. We were able to get inside of them. And a good run with Petey there and all the other guys up front here.
What a heck of a start to this 2021 season. Seems like it's been a long time since we've had fans here. Does it feel like we're back to normal?
Yeah, definitely. It's a great start. Obviously, I see more people in here, but it's definitely a big crowd here tonight, and it's really good to see, and happy that everyone had a good night tonight.
Let's talk about your battle with Andrew Gressel. Adam and Greg were talking about how you guys have raced each other up and down the highways and byways here in Ontario, many different classes. You know, to pull away, we got a heck of a field here. It must be really cool to be the victor.
Yeah, definitely. You always got to worry about who's behind you. And like I said, there's a whole field of good cars behind me. I was able, like I said, a couple laps there were a bit nervous, but after that I was able to get a little bit of speed in the car. So fortunately, we just had enough to hold off today. Like I said, the restarts really got to us, but like I said, we were able to come away with the win, and I can't thank my sponsor enough, and of course McCullough Racer Prizes. This is a great piece. We had a lot of work to do. The start of the week we didn't have that great a car, but we were able to come out and qualify good, get a good finish, and of course all my sponsors, Sheer Metal Products, Very Frame Alignment, Redline Apparel, Great Lakes Concrete, and all the Spectrum Premium, APC, all their sponsors. It's a great event. They did a great job putting on a show for you guys.
Congrats, Brandon. Great way to start your 2021 season.
Thank you.
Brandon Watson, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get over here and talk to Andrew Gressel next. He's on the phone.
That was nice to hear from Brandon Watson. We'll be right back here from Delaware Speedway for some wrap-up thoughts here from us here on Rogers TV.
It was my daughter's birthday. She was blowing out the candles on her cake when we heard coming from the TV. So we stopped and listened, and it helped us get to safety. That's why when I think of my daughter's birthday, because now she gets to keep having them.
Welcome to the Rogers TV special on the City of London's Community Diversity and Inclusion Strategy.
So the Community Diversity and Inclusion Strategy is an aspirational document, and it's an 80-page document, and if you look through it, you begin with the vision, the statement of commitment. There are 5 priorities, and within those 5 priorities, there's 47 different strategies.
So much for joining us here on Rogers TV. What a great night. What an emotional night. We're all coming back to the track for the first time in a long time. And nobody here has been here in over a year, it seems.
Over a year is right.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's absolutely correct. 2,500 here tonight. 25% allowed right now in stage 2 of Ontario's reopening plan, and these 2,500 people were treated to a great couple of features with the super stocks and the late models. It was so good to be back at the track, and it was so good to see race fans here in Ontario.
So let's talk about the super stocks real quick. Trevor Culver, we were talking all day, ran fastest in qualifying, and you always talk about fastest qualifying doesn't mean fastest with cars in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. And Andrew Ferrari there in second, coming from back in the pack. Ray Morneau Jr. was near the front. And we mentioned earlier, Dwayne Baker, Nick Trollback rounding out the top 5. It came from the back of the field as well. Kenny McNichol Jr. having a little bit of issues, but he finished strong. Dave McCullough, Jason Parker, Ryan Dyson, Paul Pepper, your top 10 in the super stock feature tonight, which was a fantastic show. Lots of cautions, but it was still a fantastic show.
Yep, and let's look at the late model now. Late model, we have Brandon Watson ran first, and look at Andrew Gressel. What a race he had.
DJ Kennington, it's ironic because DJ Kennington finishes ahead of J.R. Fitzpatrick, but the 28 car belonged to the 84 driver as well. J.R. Fitzpatrick owned both the 3rd and 4th place cars tonight. Dale Shaw running out the top 5. Pete Shepard the 3rd. I think he had the pole, if I'm not mistaken, on the invert. He finished the 6th. Lapsevich, Benedict, Lawrence, Kimball, your top 10. Another fantastic show. I think maybe two or 3 cautions, that was it in the late model feature, and they were flying around this half mile. It was a great season opener for sure.
And you mentioned Kennington was driving a car owned by Fitzpatrick. I heard him make a little tongue-in-cheek joke behind us, or hey, thanks for letting me beat you there with the great car.
Yeah, the DJ's car wasn't ready yet. Simple as fact, and they've been friends for years. And JR said, hey, you need a car for Friday night, you can use mine. So I'm pretty sure if DJ would have tore it up, then JR would have got some compensation for it.
So once again, first time working together. It was great working with you. First race together.
Yeah.
Great work. It's still a weird time, but
yeah, that was a weird elbow, but it is all good.
Yeah. First race, we're still under protocol, so gonna be a lot of weird things happening this season. Thank you for bearing with us as we figure out everything we're doing here. Hope you enjoyed today. Thank you so much for joining us. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I got a birthday wish. Happy 56th birthday today to Bill Hunter, a friend of mine. So Bill's watching in. Happy birthday, Huntsy.
Fantastic. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. From all the crew, for Chris Soares here, thank you so much for joining us, and we will be so happy to see you next time.
Thank you.
One of the most iconic fighters fighters in mixed martial arts history.
He wants to regain his position at the top of the heap.
For the Orange people, Dustin Poirier! He really does want to be nothing but the best.
He has beaten world champions. He's here to get his hand raised.
The hottest ticket in UFC history.
The king is back. Let's go!
This next song is called Fade to Black. And this one's about those days when I just want to pull the shades on that day and try again tomorrow. And sometimes those days kind of drag on and on, turn into weeks and months. Wine stains on the floor, half-open dresser drawers, and cheap perfume on the sheets, 4-channel color TV, and all the rooms on mine, $69 a night. Can't see the cracks in the dust until I let in the light, until I let in the light. So I ride on the wind, let your free spirit blow my hair back again. Skirt pulled high, all that tattooed thigh aviators on, sun blazing in my eyes, and I fade to black. Oh, clear my mind, pull those curtains back tight, tuck my heart in for the night, fade to black. Clear my mind, pull those curtains back tight, tuck my heart in for the night. Self-inflicted disease, I'm crawling on my knees, but through the ashes of best laid plans, here's the patterns repeat, and you could always discern the subtle hint of concern, but through the smell of my gasoline, as my bridges burn, as my bridges burn.